Good afternoon, Europe, and welcome in to the Unite Championship Series Last Chance Qualifier. This is the last opportunity for teams to get locked in for their August World Championships. As always, Spartantano here on the mic with the magnificent Lobo right next to me. How are you doing today, buddy?
Mate, I'm absolutely fantastic. We're going to end the season just how we started it, you and me together, calling this incredible action. I already had a chance to fly back home and have a gander at what was going on over in OCE as well and check out some of the games over there for their last chance qualifiers. Oh, I tell you, my home region, it's small, but it is mighty. Those games were mighty. And I was really happy to be a part of that. But now we're here. We have, what, 26-ish teams ready to compete for that all-coveted spot, my goat. And I'm ready to get into it.
29, bro. We looked yesterday and it was 26. 3 more teams have joined since then. This is crazy, and I am so on board with it. We've seen EU represent themselves in previous tournaments this season already, in multi-regional tournaments, and they showed up big time. It happened in the MQL Spring Showdown, and now we're seeing it here today. 29 teams signing on up, looking to break through. Right now, we have 3 teams that are waiting in the buy side of things. We've got Volticons Unite, we've got Engage, and we've got Gulgeros de Fuego, who are waiting for their competition coming on up.
Yeah, look, it's good. We heard some of this stuff. The interesting thing with the seeding that's going on, Engage and Volticons, they were part of the league. Volticons have a very strong ending to their season, but the first one we're gonna watch is MTZ Esports versus Do You Like Mango. Now, you have some players on this team that you love. I mean, both of us are such big fans of MTZ as well. Such a fun, creative team. They get that Moltres straight out of the gate. Buzzswole, Amara loves this Buzzswole, but it is going to be bird on a bird action as we got Ceviche and Zapdos being taken by Do You Like Mango. Very strong opener for Do You Like Mango.
Yeah, this is a crazy comp that we see from both sides. I was not expecting any of these birds to come on out, and not the Ceviche either. I expect that to be banned a lot today, but nevertheless, Amara here in this top side does have Ghatlue to provide that assistance, but they've got to stop Char from hitting level 5. That's the big threat here, Lobo.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm never a fan of the Comfey. I do prefer the AoE healing that can be provided by other supporters, but when you have a Buzzswole, those big muscles can get nice and pumped and buff and big and shredded to try and get you to where you need to be. The Miraidon in the bottom lane is really a good shout here, Tano. It can outrange the Zapdos, but can it outdamage the Zapdos? I mean, based on our experience, it's pretty good at doing both.
Yeah, and McCree in your face as well, and probably the best laner in the game on that Snorlax. Not an easy task up here, though. We do have a good rotation from Knight on this Moltres, trying to see if they can find a KO, but they do manage to grab some farm on the side of this Ceviche, and boy, are they ready to go with that Leaf Cutter, getting the big damage through, but Knight refuses to fall. Ghatlue, with some much-needed healing assistance, needs to reset, though, as they're taken down by Greninja, but Ghatlue finds a KO with a basic attack.
Ghatlue is not going to let that Greninja go anywhere. Moltres just a little bit too long. Didn't have enough time to put up those stacks to get some regen coming up. However, 18 seconds until we say hi to our very first Reggie of the LCQ. It's going to be Reggie Drago. They're going to be taking a nice leisurely stroll through the central parks of Thea Sky Ruins to see which team wants to take them first. But so far, donut stores for MTZ, my goat. And, mate, the anticipation is on edge because it's now or never for these teams, and Ceviche going to do big damage to start with.
I really like how aggressive Tyder is getting on this weekend, to be honest. They do fall down there as Knight's going to come and find that KO. Potion on the side of Char gets them back to a healthy state to get onto the pad. But big damage coming onto this Reggie Drago now from Do You Like Mango, but they have to rotate here. Got to take down MDR. Too much range, as you've already mentioned, buddy. Umbreon sent back to that spawn room. Moltres trying to hold strong, but they're shut down instantly. Zapdos with a double KO.
I mean, the damage that Zapdos outputs alongside those executes, but now Comfy has nobody to fall onto. Can they get to boss? Well, they can just in the nick of time. Amara is there to put them on the shoulders. Usually we're used to seeing Leaf Blade, but you pointed it out. I do believe it's the Leaf Cutter or the Fury Cutter. They're coming out from the Ceviche. A much more high-intensity damage move without too much range coming from that Ceviche this time around. However, we do have a fight. There's the freeze coming up from the Suicune. Nice eject by Biter. Absolutely really on top of it with their positioning.
Yeah, they really are. 14 points, though. We're going to get more in now. And none for MTV Esports. Just that donut up there, bro. But they're looking for KOs instead. They don't need to score points at the moment as they take down a double KO. And Mara hitting level 7. Gotta watch out from the massive Zap Cannon. And that is a humongous amount of damage they're sent packing. Nicholas, though, left up here to defend this. Good assistance coming out from the mighty Pancakes. And MTZ Esports, they do have a slight advantage that just gets stolen away from them again, Lobo.
I have an absolute smile plastered on my face when we get to see Pancakes absolutely strut their stuff with this Greninja Zapdos Suicune in tow. 39-0. Early on, Tana, we're heading on into the mid game. We're used to in our EU region seeing a lot higher scoring game coming out from both these teams. So far, neither one able to take complete control. Slow pop, and now there goes the first points. Donut score no more, but the high voltage sheet is going to be used alongside the Firebird Inferno. The Unite too good on the side. I feel like Mango, and Zapdos picks up a KO streak of 3. High voltage siege indeed.
It really is, buddy. I mean, this is what Icarus is here to do. One of the best ranged attackers in our region, and they are cleaning up. And I'm loving this Greninja from Pancakes as well. We're so used to seeing the all-rounder play from Pancakes, typically taking that top role, but I'm loving the adjustments here for Do You Like Mango. A good disruption again onto the side of Kree here from Azoru as they tried to stop any scores going in.
Yeah, look, I mean, we're heading into the halfway mark. Now one of these teams has got to seize control. 60 points between them, not too much, just a bit of change in the pocket if they can find it. Snorlax has been an absolute nuisance, but I'm really liking the foul play moveset coming out from the Umbreon. Really allows it to play forward front, and because Ceviche doesn't have Detect, it's quite hard for it to really stay away. Electro Drift coming out from this Miraidon. MDR, mate, pulling out some incredible play. How long has it been since we've seen an Electro Drift Miraidon?
I love it, bro. Every time MDR plays Electro Drift, I get a message saying, watch this. I cannot wait to see the executes come through. Good KO onto the side of Pancakes, and they're looking for more here as well. Amara with the Ultra Swole Slam goes onto the side of Zapdos. Icarus, though, manages to stay in the air for just a bare moment. They don't stop, though. It's on the back of the mighty Moltres as Knight is dropping mega damage. MDR can't find the KO onto the side of Ceviche, but they do take down Snorlax. And MTZ Esports with a brilliant team fight there, Lobo.
Oh, absolutely. They turned a back foot to the front foot. They turned hesitation into momentum, but now they're going to take a red to steal for their troubles. But Pancakes might have something to say about it. They did use the Bird of Shuriken, so they can't get it. The Electric Drift is going to go in, but oh my god, Moltres, the Firebird has been frozen. Can they get out? They've got the addition of Comfy to help get out. They pop the X-Speed as well. Beautifully done, but Reggie Steel is going to back to its position. And from that, from a very, very good defense, now they have taken a Register, can siege onto this pad.
Yeah, I think they stayed a little bit too long on that. They didn't quite have the rip capability onto the side of that Registeel. That's the kind of issue when you go Electro Drift rather than that Charge Beam on the side of Miraidon. And it just meant that they stayed there a little bit too long. And a good rotation from Do You Like Mango once more to find the KOs and take the objective. Having said that, Char is going to miss that Lunging Leak Nova Blast. And that is a huge Unite move not to have access to anymore, buddy. But they may get the Regieleki for the efforts. Yes, they do. Amara's going to give that to them. Suicune taken down as Spider goes back to the spot. And they're going to leave Buzzwole just to defend that pad.
I think that's a good compensation, taking the Suicune out of there, get some points back, get some experience back as well. Actually very much loving the Electric Drift coming through. I did talk about it before where Miraidon, with that enhanced charge beam, probably has the capability to outrange the Zapdos. They're going to try and take this Regidrago off the mat that's just keeping on its stroll. There's the secure coming out from Pancakes. 38 seconds until this final stretch. What a first game we've had. Not too much into it, my guy. They're going to try and find Bida, but nope, Bida is too good at their positioning and well aware of what's going on around them. However, Amara could get caught out early.
Oh, they are as well. That is such a shame. Massive block coming out from Kree there, stopping Amara from getting back to their team. That's a good KO. They will be back in time for the Groudon, but they're going to have to move all the way from that home pad to the central area. And do you like Mango have a Zapdos and a Greninja? Look at the zoning. They're getting set up already. Knight has been spotted. They're going for the rip. Got to watch out from that Matra though, so they're going to go away from the rip now and look to see if they can find the KO. It's Bidapig. She's currently stuck with them in the face of them. Amara's looking to see if they can find the KO, and with that Electro Drift, NDR does just that, and they're taking them down, Lobo, one by one. Knight gets the double KO, Ultra Sword slam off the jar, throw them back onto the pad. Kree, the only one here to try and get into this central pit, but they are ripping. Gaddy is ripping Groudon on the Comfey. They have managed to get in on the Snorlax, but they aren't able to do much more. Power Nap just to cause the stun. Can they get through though? His Char is ready with this Ceviche. They dive back onto the Groudon pit, and it is going to be Char that takes it, saving the game for Do You Like Mango.
I believe it was the Ceviche that got an Endless Ice Spike going to finally come out, but what an absolutely brilliant play by Kree to stall that. Amara had their hands all over that Snorlax, but again, the block's coming out, the Power Nap came out as well, and you cannot leave a Ceviche unattended. MTZ Esports just a little too hesitant. If you're gonna commit! You gotta commit to the rip. And when the crowd on, the game was definitely on. You didn't get to say it, but I'm gonna say it for you. And this game is definitely on. It's only game one. MTZ had such a beautiful, beautiful final fight, my god. They took out the Zapdos, they took out Pancakes, but they were just too hesitant that time round. And I was in OC, the defenders and the supporters showed up, and Char and Bidapig put that game on their backs. Kree said, you're gonna pay attention to me at this Groudon pit, and they just could not get rid of that Snorlax, so they didn't have the chance for an easy win.
It's really good, staying on your feet there as a Snorlax with all that damage coming your way, and then dropping that Power Nap to cause the stun to allow Char to getting on the Ceviche was just genius. That was a game-saving play from both of those players. But throughout the entirety of it, buddy, I think Do You Like Mango had the better team fights. I really enjoyed the synergy between this team here, and I think Bidapig, we can't say enough about her. I think that Suicune was such good protection for Ickless. We're going to see the damage on Ickless right now, buddy, and I think it's going to be quite impressive.
I mean, it's Zapdos. I mean, it's going to be impressive.
It's a protected Zapdos, bro.
It's a protected Zapdos. We saw Challenge earlier today, dropping 114k damage on a Venusaur and only taking 11 earlier in O. So it just shows you how important these supporters and defenders are, my guy. Let's see it. 14 KOs. But I mean, MDR was very impressive on that Electro Drift Miraidon. 80k damage taken, 80k damage dealt, 22k damage taken. Not a bad shout. Now, where do we change this up for MTZ? Because yes, I agree with you. Do You Like Mango had a little bit better of the team fights, but MTZ were not far behind in that one.
I think the only way they can change this up, as we have a look at the bans now finally, it is going to be a Rapidash, Pawmot, Glaceon coming out from Do You Like Mango, and the Machamp, Psyduck, Charizard Y from MT Esports. Probably the safest bans you can go with right now. I think the only way they can change this up, buddy, in that one, and would have made the difference, is that they tried to push that Electro Drift Miraidon. As much as I love seeing it from MDR, my go, I think they should have gone with more of a typical speedster to get on Ickless. I think something like a Talonflame, just something that has much better dive, even a Rapidash, although it was banned out. Just something like that, instead of trying to force the Miraidon to take that role, which wasn't an easy task to do.
I know, I agree with you. It wasn't an easy task, but MDR did it very well. Again, we see a Miraidon, we're gonna assume it's enhanced charge beam. But when we saw the Electro Drift come out, both you and I were like, well, it's MDR for you. What are you gonna do? I do agree with you. Perhaps a speedster in that instance might have been better, but then you've got a completely other thing to deal with, which is the insane amount of damage that Ickless couldn't put out, because they've got a Snorlax and they've got a Suicune. And to be fair, Miraidon works around that comp. It gets in, it gets out, it does the damage. It just, for me, and maybe being a little bit too critical, I don't think they had as much displacement coming out from the Umbreon, which is interesting for me. Ooh, the battle has ended. I don't think that was the match we were going to go watch.
I think the issue is that, like, we can see there from the stats that Ickless just hasn't been touched in that game, buddy. Yeah. 22k damage taken, the lowest in the entire lobby, whilst dealing the most damage in the entire lobby. Like, Bida did a fantastic job of protecting Ickless, and then you've got Shah, who's, you know, she's just running around on that Ceviche and just being an absolute nuisance to the opposite team. But I just think you've got to have, and this happens every time we see Do You Like Mango play, is people, they have to capitalize on limiting Ickless. They are so good on these ranged attackers, and they do so much damage without being touched. We see it so often in this EU league from so many good ranged attackers. Danny comes to mind from Meow. Like, you have to do something to at least make them move, make them think, make them panic. You've got to get something that can threaten them, and they just didn't feel like there was anything from MTZ to do that to Ickless, despite MDR having a decent game on that Electro Drift Miraidon.
I agree with you there, because we're known, well, MTZ is known for bringing these fun comps that they like to play. Obviously, whenever we see MTZ, we love to talk about Amara's Tyranitar, even Tinkerton in a very good spot right now, which I would love to see Amara play. For me, I wasn't too big of a fan of the Buzzwole comp fate. I did say I'd like to see a little bit more AoE healing. However, this time around, I mean, I think we've gone into a different game here, Tana. This is Rework Esports. I don't know who the other team is as well. I think we're just bouncing around between the games. Mystic. Oh, it's updated. Thank you, Siobhan. Mystic Boomers. So we're just going to be jumping around at a whole bunch of games because we are in a round robin. We'll get the stats updated for you as you go. But this is a very nice comp coming out. Oh,
so,
my apologies.
Yeah, double elimination tournament, but we're going to try and grab you as many games as we can because, of course, chat, we are spectating. These are, like, you know, off-stream games, so we will just try and grab you as much action throughout the day as we can bring you. This is Rework Esports Core versus Mystic Boomers. Rework Esports Core have had a very successful off-season, winning the Gamers Assembly, winning some of the action here in EUL as well, so they are an exciting team to watch, and we can't wait to see how they do in LCQ.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very thrown that was the elimination because we watched a round robin earlier today. My apologies. I'm updated, guys. It's the jet lag. I promise you, it's the jet lag. Just got back from Australia. It's fine. Submission match is online here. Going to go in. Nice submission going through. Picking up the KO on the Blaziken. Squirtle on an HP and a dream, as is Psyduck. And I don't know, mate. That's an Espeon. You love playing Espeon. It's so good in this current meta.
It is, but they've allowed a Rework Esports Core to take him a champ. I just do not think you can allow this Pokemon through in the current meta that we are in. Submission is too incredibly good in this game. That is massive crowd control all the time. So that is going to be interesting because Cascade is also here on the Moltres. Cascade is an all-rounder prodigy, and they have given them the Moltres over to them. This is an interesting decision from Mystic Boomers. Let's see how it plays off for them.
Yeah, I mean, that War Turtle usually not used to taking so much damage, but the Bubble Beams are going to help. But with the Bubble Beams, Tana, you have to get the damage onto those targets that have those wobbles on them. At the moment, it's just a little itty-bitty Psyduck trying to fight up against the legendary Firebird. 750 has come and gone. We have Regidrago spawning as well. Who is going to take it? Nice heavy slam. Try and find someone in a bush. We've got Azalito on this Hooper. Haven't seen, I don't think I've seen whether it's Hyperspace Hole or Trick just yet. I assume we'll find out very, very soon. But both teams going to show up for Regidrago. Submission starts it off.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Submission is there to do when they start off these fights. Let's see who takes it. It's going to be Cascade on the Moltres, and unfortunately, looks like Clem's going to have to go on the retreat at the moment. And it does feel like Core have a little bit more control of this Thea Sky Ruins at the moment.
I mean, we've been watching Core for the entirety of this league. They were competing in the EUL Masters. They are such a strong team. All the Rework teams are so strong. They're going to get 30 in the face of the side-up. Can't really do too much to that. So 48 to 15. Reggie Roulette is going to roll us a Registeel, which I'm sure Cascade on that Moltres is going to love seeing.
Registeel is going to be massive for Esports Core here, and at Mystic Boomers at the moment. I like the rotation down into that bottom side. You only have that Snorlax there, and we talk about it all the time. You've got to alleviate the pressure that one team is bringing, and a good way of doing that is making sure that you go get the other objective and make them rotate to this bottom lane. But Esports Core are going to do that exact same principle by just going to score in the T1 pad, allow the Lecky to be taken. That's a very smart play from this team.
Yeah, absolutely no smart play. Heavy slamming it into the blocks. Snorlax might go down here, but Snorlax is such a hard Pokemon to KO. Blaziken. What an eject to dodge the Unite moves, the Fiery Fist of Blaziken hitting absolute air that time around, courtesy of the big thick boy. That is, I believe that's Frico on the Snorlax. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I've just noticed a lot of these names on the side of Mystic Boomers. They have played previously in EUL. We've got Jean Midu, we've got Quento and Clem. They have played within the European leagues before. So this team, they've got some synergy amongst them, and they played against the players of Rework Esports Core in previous tournaments. So they do have a little bit of insight as to what they're going to be bringing. Yanako here trying to see if they can get some damage onto the side of Raitari, but not able to. They do be very smooth on this Mew.
Yeah, I agree. And again, Mew's such a good Pokemon in this like, it just is so good. The utility, I was about to say in this meta, it's always in the meta currently, but there is the trick Phantom Force coming out from the Hooper. We saw it brilliantly used to get the Machamp out of trouble before. Top side, we got Blastoise going to try and be a little bit sneaky. Don't know how Big Boy 2 Cannons can be that sneaky. Going to surf back Cascade with that surf. The Moltres is going to get caught, almost getting caught by the Psyduck's pull as well, but those damage stacks and counters with the flames are too good on that Moltres.
They're really trying to see if they can push this T1 pad as well, and that's going to work for them as more points rain in. Good rotation from the Blaziken, though, just to make sure they get more and get some stacks as well, because, to be honest, I think this is going to be a little bit too tough to defend, but Brasmo does just that. Massive Surf's going to come on through as well, and that's going to be enough to make Esports Core retreat. And Mystic Boomers now have cut down this score lead effectively as we get past this mid-game.
Yeah, look, they've done very well here. Snorlax still in that backline, harassing this Blastoise as they decide to turn their attention to a Red Ice, both effective. There we go. That's one way to stop a Blaziken into the barrage blow, and it comes through as well. Nice secure and a KO on the Blaziken as well. And now Rework Esports Core going to crash and siege into this tier 1. They're finally going to try and get rid of it. Powder comes out from the Snorlax into the Hydro Typhoon, but absolutely ineffective as Snorlax just wakes up and shakes it up with a nice big yawn. He's not playing yawn, he's playing Heavy Slam. Trying to get the score in, does get the score in, and Blastoise can only watch as it gets taken down by a combination of Moltres and Snorlax. Wow, nice movements coming out from Rework Esports Core. They're finding their groove here, Tana.
They really are. I did love the marathon defense coming out from this Blastoise, though. Eventually they do fall, but boy, did they make it hard for 3 players of Esports Core on that push. Trying to see if they can find Frigo here, but that ain't going to be an easy task. That HP bar is massive on the mighty Snorlax. More points rain into that T1 pad. 208 points to 61, as we've already mentioned. We got a little bit of dance in here. These players know each other well. It is the fact that Esports Core are getting into their groove now, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure that is the first time you have ever said Mahusiv ever like that. I'm going to have to insist that you say it like that for the rest of the duration of our cast. How did you wait till the final day of the league to bring that one out? Speaking of final moments, we're heading into the 3-minute mark. Final stretch incoming, 208 to 61. Rework Esports Core strutting their stuff in style. I mean, double defender in front of an Espeon you think would be enough, but they are just moving around these surfs so freely. Rework Esports Core, Espeon has been troubled. I mean, with the amount of displacements that you see, Mystic Boomers need to find a way to capitalize on that really gargantuan, or as Tana would like to call it, massive front line.
They absolutely do, but the thing is, we know that it's Pokemon Unite, buddy, and a 208 points to 61 really doesn't mean that much when this final objective takes Tefea's Sky Ruins. There is 2 T1 pads up for Esports Core that can give them the benefit of being able to play off them down in the lanes, but it also means it's a very easy Hundo Burger to score for Mystic Boomers.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, that's going to walk into tier 2. As we see, our first objective is going to be on the board. Cascade's going to try and find this Blastoise, and it's going to have a lot of the damage taken out. Moltres has such good movement. This poor Blastoise, how often have you seen it get bullied like this? 50 going to go in as well. Snorlax takes a retreat. There's a Groudon, Tara. So what is it? The game is on, but the game's been on for 8 minutes, and Rework Esports Core are not going to lose right now. They are locked in.
Love the patience that we're seeing from Esports Core here, just trying to make sure that they drop that range damage, get set up for when the engage comes through from Mystic Boomers. Just Brasbo left by themselves here. There's the Muted Auto. Nice heavy slam over by Frigo as well. The team needs to regroup. They are scoring points. Clem's going to get this one in. That's a 92 cap, I believe. That will be decent, but is it going to be enough? Because they need more, and we're down to a minute 10 on the board now. Big beams come through once more for Raitari, and they are chasing down Clem here. They do give up on the chase. Hydra Typhoon misses everybody, Lobo.
I mean, that was a beautiful eject from Mew to Raitari. Is it Raitari on the Mew? Oh my god, they're moving so quickly I can't even see the names. But here we go once again. They're heading back into that central lane. The submission is going to find the Trevor and take it down, send it back to Nurse Joy. Big surf comes through Snorlax. Frigo has to pop the power nap in the space of that, gets KO'd. Mew finds the KO with the Muted Auto, submission ejected to the Baron flow, and that felt personal. Coming up from the Machamp, the Mystical Mirage is going to be popped, but it does not matter. And Cat said, for the heck of it, I'm going to score in the core because there ain't no way to stop.
They really annihilated the situation that Mystic Boomers were in, buddy. They tried to make sure that they could take that team fight, but they split them up so efficiently on the side of Esports Core, and they just hunted them down one by one. Mystic Boomers felt the pressure of being so behind on points that Clem had to try and go get some back caps in, and I love the dancing coming out from Jean-Bidou there as they try and get a little bit of a dance party going. But Esports Core, they're all business here today.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing funnier than a submission Machamp trying to dance around in a circle whilst being blocked off by a Snorlax as well. I mean, that was... we've watched Rework Esports Core a lot in this season, my guy, in the leagues over here in EU. That has to be an incredible... That is an incredible performance by both of them. And again, Frigo is not going to go super high here with any of those stats, but Frigo was absolutely massive. No pun. Sorry, mahusive in that game. Just absolutely brilliant. The heavy slams were on point. The power naps timed to perfection in every single way that they could be. Taking the most damage on the team, but they were an absolute nuisance to the side of Mystic Boomers.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the bans now, it makes sense. Charizard Y, Ceviche to Umbreon, but if you are not first pick, you just got to do something about that Machamp, buddy. You cannot allow this Pokemon in the game if you don't have a way to deal with it. And many people don't. Submission is without a doubt one of the best moves in the game right now. There's a reason Machamp is like a #1 ban pick in all of these tournaments. And I think Mystic Boomers just have to look at that, because the pairing of that Machamp from Revenge with Raitari on the side of that Mew, it was way too much. They couldn't get close to Mew, who's just popping off Mega Beams, Electro Balls, Muted Autos. When you're in a submission, it was so difficult for them to handle.
Oh, and here it is, my guy. The game that we are ready for. Ginyu Force is the most anticipated team coming out. A lot of members of Los Catacotos in this team as well. Members of Meow are made up with all members of Los Dura, Danny and Oscar on that team. But we've got Niat. We've got Rally as well on this team, taking that central lane for the Talonflame. This is the game we wanted to watch. This is the game we wanted to make sure we see. We got a Stark and a Suicune and Albanoa. That's a very powerful water lane for Oscar and Danny paired in this top lane with this Moltres and Mew. Dangerous.
It is trying to see if they can catch Danny on the Ceviche, but they do use the eject button to get out of that position. And it is a really tough lane because both of them have very powerful Pokemon up here. They're coaching from Danny to keep Oscar in the air there. And it means that Niat can't find that KO.
Yeah, look, these guys are locked in. We've heard about how much they're scrimming. We've heard about how many VOD reviews that both of these teams are doing. Ginyu Forces are locked in, and we've seen it on when we talk to these players. They claim it, they want it, they want that final spot for Worlds. Go to San Francisco. 9 minutes on the clock. Mil Altari is going to show up. Both central lane is just going to have a little bit of a handshake as they go past because Rally has decided to go to that bottom lane instead of the top lane where that cycle is gone.
Callie here on that with a dual wing beat, takes all of that farm, but a massive amount goes to Ginyu Force in that bottom lane at least. They've managed to stop Dodo from being able to get Ceviche at the moment, and boy, is it a cleanup. They do manage to find that Citrus Berry as they were nearly taking out Callie, but they do find the KO. Relly looks like they're going to have to run as points rain on in for Meow.
Stopping Dodo from getting that evolution to Ceviche early on is an absolute shout. When Dodo gets online with any of those top lane Pokemon, they are a menace to play with, really. Still not going to have access to Talonflame just yet. They are Fletch into. There's the evolution into War Turtle, and that's such a problem lane to deal with in that bottom side. Tano, Blastoise and Suicune, but then again, look at this top side. It's Moltres and Mew.
Yeah, this top lane is so interesting because both lanes have a really strong power spike in it, whereas the bottom lane, they really need assistance from this central laner, which is why we're seeing the rotation from Rally. Albano is going to go in with the freezes here. Good Muddy Water comes out from Vaporeon, though, and that's going to be enough for them to find the Regidrago off the back of Rally. Ginyu Force trying to see if they want to make an approach down onto this pad or rotate, and it looks like the rotation is going to come out.
They're going to leave these two all-rounders, Dodo versus Oscar. That is a fight that I want to see. Moltres is going to get the better of that for the time being right now, but the rest of Ginyu Forces are here to help. Oscar has to be very careful because they're going to get pulled by the side. You need to get out. You need to get out now, but he's going to try and look for the KO. Oscar, don't back down from anybody. Danny's here to help, so is the rest. Oh, the Meow! And they take it, but Oscar does go down. In a 3v1 situation, Oscar decided to go down, swing it.
If it wasn't for that serve from Mia, they'd have gone back to the spawn room as well, as Callie is going to get out of this position right now. Liquidation's going to come in from this Inteleon, but it does feel like Meow have slight momentum at the moment. We're looking at these levels. Ginyu Force is definitely just edging themselves slightly further. It's all about that level 9 Cypher, though, on the side of Meow. They need Blastoise online. They have hit 7 now. They take the Regieleki, but who can get the Registeel? Will it be enough from Oscar? No! Muddy Water is perfect zoning from Qatar. Flame Sweep's going to come on through from this Talonflame as Rally is looking to get the damage through, and Albanoa just has to retreat. They did a brilliant job, Albanoa, to get out of range of that, but they can't break this pad. They're going to get some stacks in instead with Rally, and this Talonflame. Blastoise is online. Big man Blastoise is on the field, and again, with this Suicune, it's so good. Scyther has to watch out very carefully because they can get pulled by that side-down. Vaporeon gonna go through with that flip turn to cause those stuns. Danny gonna be caught as well, get pulled in by the Mew, but it was a bait because Scyther decides to go in with the dual wing beat. The headache is gonna pop from the side as well, but Danny and Suicune were the targets there. 2 pretty intelligent with those liquidations. Oh 007 has come to play. They've accepted the mission, and Ginyu Forces want back in this game. Nia is on something else here, bro. This is the best side-up play I've seen from him yet. They're able to really control the fights from Meow there. That full power Sai was so incredibly good, reducing so many Unite move damage coming out from Meow. They do get caught by the beam from Danny here, though, and Ginyu Forces have extended their welcome, and that's 202 points in now from Meow. They are really finding a way to capitalize this lead, but there goes the Flame Sweep once more from Rally as they're looking to see if they can find the KO onto Cypher, and it's going to be Suicune even. Nearly lost my words there, buddy. It goes back to the spawn room off the back of a double KO from both that Moltres and the Inteleon. Man nearly said zip zap full charge spark without a Pawmon even being on the field. But my God, Tano, these players, again,
I feel like you and I have such a good connection with these players. They are playing out of their minds in this game right now. Nia is having the side-up game of his life, just getting all of these pulls. The positioning is going so well. A start on this blaster. Danny on the Mew got one back, got the KO back on Nia because of that pull. Turnabout, fair play. Oscar on this Moltres is moving and grooving. We're going to go in right now, but there's the liquidation onto the side that they have to be very careful. This Registeel is still here. A big solar beam is going to go through. Flip turn is going to be active. Rally is going to be stopped to try and score. The freeze isn't going to go through. Take to the sky. There's the lunging leak. Nova Blast! And who else but Danny is going to secure the Registeel?
That is what she's here to do, bro. The green illusion dive coming out from Callie as well. They can't find enough as Relly's going to take them once again. The flame sweep comes through, and that's a big amount of damage, but they don't find the KOs. But hey, listen, they missed the walls. Relly coming out on top of that. But right now, boy, and Meow bouncing back. You can see the score down there right now, Lobo. Ginyu Forces are 1 game up. Meow are really bouncing back in this one. Yeah,
they're bouncing back really well. I mean, maybe we could take a breath now. Relly's only going to get a 7 KO. Daniel able to stop that, but with the surf, are they going to be able to get the Musted execute? Doesn't matter. They're going to get the Reggie Drago instead. Niat almost being caught up, but the surf is so good. Look at how aggressive Niat is being, but they know that that Vaporeon is right there to help them out. 3.5 minutes on the clock. Oscar, that was ambitious. Don't want to go down here, but I think that combination of Vaporeon and Liquidation is going to send the Firebird back to Nurse Joy. Regilecki going to be taken by Meow. Holy, my guy. Let's take a breath. Let's seize the moment.
I mean, there's 2 points between these two teams in this second game, bro. We've got a minute before we say hello to that final objective, and this has been an all-out brawl. Level 13's on the side of Ginyu Forces, not quite there on the side of Meow. Not too far from it, though, but I think these team fights have been really even amongst both of these two teams.
I agree with you. It's just where you can find the pull. There's the pull from Nia. Can they take Blastoise out before they... Oh, that's a massive pick. Unfortunately, luckily for Meow, Blastoise was only at that level 10, level 11, so it's not too much experience to give away. But that is 3 level 13s on the side of Ginyu Forces. 15 seconds for our bottom Reggie. What buff are they going to go into? And my guy, they might as well turn this one into the fight, because if that's a Registeel, you're going to have to sacrifice everything for it. 4 seconds to go. Relly has been found. Relly has almost getting frozen as well. It is a Registeel.
Bro, it's the triple Registeel game here right now. Who's going to get the final one? As he Stark is sent back to the spawn room. Relly's going to find that KO. Callie trying to get the execute onto the Registeel, but can't just yet. Ceviche cleans it up, and that is a massive buff for Ginyu Forces to have in this final fight. Groudon takes to the field. They have the advantage. Cypher will not be back just yet. I would take this, find a quick pick, and try to take the win.
They're trying to, but they're ripping it in the back line. You can see Groudon just being kind of tickled. I assume that's going to be by Relly on that in Inteleon. We have the Ceviche just waiting, trying to find out a pick as well. I mean, it's just, you've got to be patient here. It's still only 2 points, Tano, but Ceviche is in a good position to go and score 50 into that back line. Baby being pulled back again. Niat picks out the Blasters. They're going to surf in. Are they going to go for the Hydro Typhoon? They are. The Eject Hydro Typhoon does find Niat. They find the Psyduck. They find the Vaporeon, but the full power Psy is going to reduce all of that damage coming up on the side of Mew, and Blastoise goes down for it.
That is incredible play from Niat once again. Big Boy 2 Cannons does drop that Hydro Typhoon, gets a little bit of damage onto at least 3 of those Pokemon, but it's not enough for that full power Psy. And right now, Callie unfortunately dives in with the Green Illusion dive, but they were ready for it. Vaporeon finds that KO, and now it's all down to Danny to put this game on the back of her shoulders, and they do find the Groudon. There's 2 points between these two teams right now, Lobo. They've got 2 Pokemon down on the side of Meow, and they have 1 buff, which is on of all Pokemon, the Ceviche.
They have to, I mean, stop picking up points. Just go, 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 go. 35 is enough, Oski. You gotta get this. Danny has done it again. She did it on stage at EUIC with the Mew Electro Ball Steel. She's done it this time with the Solar Beam. She's back right now. There's the Talonflame. It's going to go top side. They've got the people defending. Can Blastoise defend this? I mean, really, that was gone. There had to have been a fake. Can they defend this? The 50's going to go in. Are they going to get 50 in the top 3? 28 to 304. Danny's going to go back to the main pad. Can they send this to a game 3? Oscar Tar's back. The 50 doesn't go in. 6 seconds on the clock, Tano. I think this is going to a game 3.
I think it might be. I think they got that goal in that top T2 pad, but is it going to be enough? There was 2 points between them. 200 burgers came through. Did Ginyu Force score enough? Back of that, they do! They hold out Meow. No, Meow, we're on the orange side. I'm looking at the bottom screen. They hold it to take it to a game 3, Lobo.
No way. Oh
my God. I love this region, bro. I love this game. What was that production?
What did production? We can't say what production just said to our ears. We're not allowed to say that on stream. We're not allowed to say that on broadcast. But holy mother bleeping Arceus, what are we playing here?
Bro, Danny, take a bow. Danny
Prime.
and Oscar, what a fantastic combo. And
Danny
whoever's
Prime.
shot calling on the side of Meow, honestly, give yourself a pat on the back, because making that play of 3 of you go push, 2 of us are going to defend. You knew Ginyu Forces were going to full send that and leave probably 1 person to defend. That was a brilliant shot call from Meow.
I don't know. I'll get word from production if we have a chance to have a look at any replays in this one. I'm not sure if we will get a chance, but if we could see that again, the secure.
Danny does it again, bro.
I
want to be in their VC.
Bro, it's all going to be in Spanish. It's all going to be in Spanish.
Yeah.
But we're going to stay on this screen because I assume we're going to stick with this one for the game 3 because what a game. What a game.
I gotta say though, I mean, Ginyu Force, they played really well, mate. I mean, they definitely won that team fight, and it was down to the attacker prodigy that is Danny to be able to get the secure once again, as we saw from EUIC. But again, it doesn't take away from what we saw from Ginyu Forces. Nia was very impressive in that game, but I think the Psyduck was so impactful in that game.
Yeah, oh no, I need to send a message to that girl. Just unbelievable. I mean, let's talk about it. Niat was on something. I mean, you and I have the pleasure of talking to Niat quite often when we're just, chilling and flapping about when we're not casting. But production, you are absolutely legendary. To have a look at this. Again, we have 3 members down. Scyther is coming back. Danny popping the Mystical Mirage to get away from Ceviche right now. Again, look at Danny's health here.
Ankles,
my
bro.
guy. Look at Danny's health. She's being chased. All eyes on Mew in that top lane. And again, Callie kind of does a little bit of distraction tactics because look at where Danny goes. She's up. I mean, the Flame Suit gets pulled out for almost no reason. Luckily, really didn't hit any walls in that one. And this is a Solar Beam secure. Solar Beam secure whilst being liquidationed.
To have the light screen up as well, ready to go for that one, but it just getting in range. And then, of course, Danny does go down, but Oscar is up, probably the only one that has the buff off the back of that. But the simple fact is, it was a brilliant isolation technique by Ginyu Forces. They really found a way to win that fight, taking out really important Pokemon. And it really just came down to it. You've got to do something. Danny has to make the magic work. And Danny always makes the magic work.
Danny always makes the magic work. And we said it, I think we've said it every time we've watched her play. Stop giving her the Mew. Just stop it. But, I mean, in those clutch situations, we're sending this to a game 3, my God. And oh my God, what a way to start. We've watched 3 insane games across the board so far, and we've been live for an hour. We've been live for an hour. This is again double elimination bracket, 29 teams, I believe. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the bracket up at all at any point. Shivam, obviously you're a GOAT. You probably have that sorted out, but we'll keep updated as we go through the entire thing. But this game 3. I mean, Ginyu Forces, for you and I, they were one of the strongest teams coming through to this. They were one of the top top 3 predictions that we had to really take out this tournament. But there are some players that are coming through. Rework, Esports, Meow. They are strong contenders. Volticon's still waiting as well in the wings. We're going to get to see them a bit later. But man, my heart is still pumping from that last game.
Genuinely, I mean, listen, we're going to get into Just Vibing Matra Esports here. This is the 3rd game. Just Vibing is the new team. Okay. Just getting a bit of word from prediction. We're just going to skip through the first few minutes of this while we get ready to go. This is the new team for Ceviche. People will recognize Ceviche that used to play here in the Pokemon Unite scene for EU. So this is going to be an exciting one to watch. Jose, of course, no longer on Los Catacados, has joined Just Vibing here after a quick stint on the side of Meow. So this is an interesting game to watch and a really good team to keep an eye on. But Matra Esports have at least taken them to game 3 here, Logo.
Yeah, that is good. I love seeing the Pawmot coming out from Jose. We had an interview with them at EUIC before they popped off. They really like playing the Pawmot. They also like playing the Greninja as well, taking them central lanes. But early starts for Just Vibing has gone very well. But we are seeing Decidueye coming out from Aurora, which I absolutely love to see. Again, watching Pokemon Unite in super fast speed, always fun. You see Showmaker. Oh my god, we're seeing Showmaker come back again. A name that you and I are all too familiar with that E-Speed Lucario.
Yeah, I actually really like the team of Matra Esports as well. No wonder they've gone to game 3 here. We got Voxo, CVBT, Showmaker, Heavy Fry, Joxo, and Nax. They do take the Regidrago here as well, and it just feels like another example of a non-stop brawling game.
Yeah, again, it's just going to be fight after fight after fight. Cinderace is going to go down. I really like Laura on this Decidueye. They can sit back behind this Snorlax. Krinsky, which is so good on that. Regilecki going to be taken by Matra Esports. We're going to slow this down right now towards the halfway win mark. Registeel for a Regilecki, always a fair trade in my opinion, Tano. I think that works as they go to push this tier 1.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of, you know, just alleviating pressures we've already mentioned on this stream. Like, you know that bottom line, the bottom lane is getting pushed really heavily. You need to do something to at least not lose in that moment. So you go push that other lane, and 113 points to 99 right now means that not much came from that bottom lane push. Matra Esports, though, they have got some good levels. It's that level 10 Decidueye I'm looking at, though. Flaming Bicycle Kick coming out, but Pawmot shuts them down before they can do much more.
I mean, again, what else can you do? I mean, Jose is so comfortable on this Pokemon using the Volt Switches to try and get around. But the Bubble Beam is going to ensure that the Mew damage does a lot to it. Hydro Type Spoon going to come through as well. Eject coming out from the Mew. Nice X-Scissor from the Crossle to ensure that they can't chase down those attackers. Again, the pull coming out from Psyduck. What is it with these Psyduck players lately, my guy? The Psychics have been so good, but there is the E-Speed coming out from Showmaker. Going to put a show on, but gets stunned by the Hooper, gets his own back, and picks up the Citrus Berry that the Hooper tried to pick up.
Oh, they're lucky. That was a brilliant heavy slam from Krinsky because Loritushi was about to say hello to Nurse Joy. Spirit Shackle will find the KO as they continue to pierce that through, looking for the Mew at the moment. But this is a really good game so far, buddy. We're about to hit the mid-stage here. Both objectives about to spawn in once again, and literally 14 points between these two teams.
Very close game, but I love seeing the Yawn come out from the Snorlax as well. Another form of crowd control. Blaster is dangerously going to be protected by the Trick. The Rock Tomb is going to single out the Hooper, but Hooper doesn't matter because it is a little bit of a trick so they can go wherever it wants to do. These Spirit Shackles are hitting their mark. Jose going to go in and get pulled back out by the Phantom Force. A trick we usually see with the Brave Bird Talonflame, but works surprisingly well with the Pawmot.
That it does. It's all about that dive, realistically, and Jose's so comfortable on it. Herbie Fry here, though, with the Bubble Beam. Does mean a lot of damage is going to come through when Mew pops them all, but his Psyduck can't stay on their poor little waddly feet. They're going to go back to Nurse Joy, and a Hydra Typhoon coming on out. Eject button as Big Boy 2 Cannons finds free in the middle of that Unite move. Diving in the backline is going to be Showmaker, but they say Show does not go on for Just Vibing as they find that KO. Fox Show trying to get the exit hit onto the side of the objective, but just can't as Registeel is taken by Just Vibing.
I mean, it was a brilliant play. I don't know if you saw it at Tano, but Jose on that Pawnmont, how good is Pawnmont with that Volt Switch is actually able to keep track of that E-Speed Lucario every single time with the lock-on and that Zip-Zap full charge Spark. It just has the lock-on, which means Lucario doesn't have that added benefit of just zipping around and being a nuisance. It tried to go onto the Decidueye, but it was locked down by Jose. Smart play by Big Boy 2 Cannons down the bottom. They decided to push the Regieleki closer to the pad so that they can try and take it closer to where they have some advantage. Defense doing very well on this top side as they aren't able to break that tier 1. Snorlax going to take a permanent nap back at Nurse Joy, but they will be back. Jose finding a KO with the assistance of the Decidueye! And Jose is moving it through it.
Oh, buddy, we love Pawnmont, we love Jose. Herbie Fry doesn't love them at the moment as they're trying to get away. The headache will save them, though, and that's actually a smart decision from Jose to recognize I'm not going to get that KO, or if I do, I'm probably going to get taken down by that Cinderace. Looking for Showmaker here as well, as they can't hold too strong. Joxo has got in range of Jose, but it's the trick coming out from Ufa once again, giving them that assistance. Supercell Slam will get them over that wall, but Track Esports wisely decide to retreat from this top goal.
Jose said, if I can't find the KO here, I'll find it somewhere else, and they definitely did. The trick was very good to get Jose out. Of course, you got Unstoppable in that Supercell Slam. 10 seconds left to go until we say hello to Groudon, and when there's a Groudon, Tano, finish it off for me, my guy.
The game is mightily on, and that's what it is here. Just Vibing are in the lead. Matra Esports, they have to put something here. They have to push in. They're looking to go scoring that top goal by the looks of it, but Just Vibing are quite patient. They do have a little bit of rip on their side as well, but they need vision, and they've just spotted where the Mew is, and they need to realize that's exactly where Matra Esports are, in that top side as Jose looks to get onto the side of Voxshow. Eject button has been burned as they're pushing the T2 pad now, Loba.
I mean, just go and rip. Their two main attackers are not here. Mew dangerously close, but Blastoise, Big Boy 2 Cannons was never to get the Hydro Pump off. Maybe this is exactly what... Oh! What a snipe from downtown. Nothing but net threes all day coming out from this Decidueye. Showmaker trying to make their way in. Jose has found I do believe it is the Psyduck in the top lane. Jose really doesn't like Psyducks anymore. The full power Psyduck does have to be popped out as we do get the Zip Zap full charge Spark, and Jose is going to keep trying to find their intended target. Is it going to be another Mew steal? Nope, it's Decidueye to spoil the party. Just Vibing going to take that objective. And a really well-played game by them.
Yeah, they're going to take the entire set. And yeah, I got to say, I feel like I understood the approach from Matra Esports. They just wanted to really push the goals because they didn't expect the rip from Just Vibing, or at least expected that they could get back there and defend it. But it was just a clean fight from Just Vibing. They didn't panic as soon as they saw those goals going in. They knew they still had to find their targets. And yeah, impressive. Jose Loratushi just being the front of that spear, whilst the protection was strong from Just Vibing.
Yeah, it was doing really well. And my guy, we have not had a chance to have a break at all. It's just been game after game after game after game. 29 teams for us to get through, and we just want to show them all. Sixies, Loratushi, Jose, MF Zervis, Krinsky, Joxo, ZBT, Voxshow, Heavy Fry, and Showmaker. Again, players we have seen throughout this region. They are just so good, so impressive are all of these players, and they're putting on a show for the EU today. My guy, this has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and this is only round one, as I'll give you a little bit of an update on where the brackets currently are as we wait for the game 3 to come out. So Phantom Forces managed to defeat Electro Drifters 2-0. They will now go up against Volticons Unite in round 2, chat. That's going to be an interesting game. Moon Dinos managed to defeat Unova Esports 2-0 as well, so they're now waiting to see who wins out of Ginyu Force and Meow to see who they go against in their next game. Do You Like Mango managed to defeat MTZ Esports. We saw that first game, and they're now going up against Final Gambit, who managed to defeat Esport Cologne a 2-0. Bot Lane is fake is a very interesting name, but they're currently, they've lost to Ceviche Mixto, who will now move on to take on Styx, who defeated Rework Esport Key. That's very interesting, because they're still a very strong team, buddy. No Sleep Gaming, they fell to TE Phoenix. That was a 2-0 victory to them. They will now go up against Engage, who have been waiting for their first opponents. Divide Ascension and Boreal Over are currently 1-1. So that's another game 3 situation there. as Esport Core are waiting to see who wins that to who they go up against, because they beat Mystic Boomers 2-0. Obviously, we've just seen the end of Just Vibing Matra Esport as Just Vibing take that. They will now go up against Gilgaras de Fuego, who have been waiting for their opponent as well since the first round. And Suzuki Kage and Raycon. So Suzuki Kage has taken the 2-0. I finally got that right. In that one. They are waiting to see who wins versus Azari Dynasty EU, which is the other half of Los Duros, and versus Yamerica Lamoc. And it looks like Azari have just won that with a 2-0 victory. So they move on to round 2, buddy. So already really interesting, exciting games in this first round.
Meow won.
Meow just in. Breaking news.
So I refreshed the page. Meow has beaten Ginyu Force's 2-1. So Ginyu Force's one of, I guess, the teams we thought were gonna, like, the strongest teams here right now are gonna go through the losers round. They have to fight their way through.
They do.
Wow.
And to be honest with you, mate, like, I would not want to go up against Ginyu Force in that lower bracket.
No,
really would not.
Not with the way that they're going. Look, honestly, I mean, but also, I believe Engage are also one game up against TE Phoenix.
Yes.
As well. So we still have Divide Ascension versus Boreal over in round 1 to finish up. And then we're going to go through the losers round 1 as well, which is MTZ Esports versus Esports Cologne. Bot lane is Fake. Is going to take on Rework Esport Key. And then we've got Univer Esports. I think will take on the loser of C. So Univer Esports is going to take on Ginyu Forces. Ooh, that's going to be an interesting one to watch as well. But again, upsets already coming, my guy. And Volticons Unite, also another one of the, I want to say the favorites. I don't really like the word favorites, but one of the ones to watch right now. They had such a good showing to the end of the season as well, only just being defeated by Komai Esport.
Sorry, buddy, I cut you off there. I think Volticon's seed 1. Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that one. We are going to take a quick break, chat, while we get ready for the next games to come on up. We're just waiting for them to start. Obviously, we have to spectate. So, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a snack. We will be right with you after this. Howdy trainers and welcome back. We've got some more action to be bringing you. It is going to be non-stop today, so make sure you hydrate. That's exactly what me and Lobo have been doing. We've got the water. The man's on the Monster energy drink. I've got so many cans of Red Bull next to me, but that's unhealthy. We also have water. Please take water. But no, we're going into this game, buddy Lobo. It's Rework Esports Key versus bot lane is fake.
Yeah, look, and we're talking about the roster mania Jirawe as well from Los Catacudas, the final member that we are going to see come through play here. Mimikyu, Snorlax, Pormont once again, which I love to see. They're going up against, I believe that's going to be a Cerule Edge. Haven't seen if that's a Mega Lucario, but I always love seeing the Galarian Rapidash, a Pokemon that you've gained a little bit more appreciation for lately.
Surprisingly, yeah, it actually turns out it's quite fun to play. Let's see how it goes in this game, though, because bot lane is fake. There's a couple of different teams that have come together in this one. Of course, Los Catacados broke up, so we finally get to see Durare back on the field here, taking lead with that Blastoise. Up in this top lane, though, Indigo, she's going up against a huge offense on this Lucario Mew.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a problem to deal with when it comes to this Blissey. They need to get a line. The EXP share is there. Mimikyu's going to come into that top lane. They need to get that level 5. However, Pormont also a little bit better in that central lane. So perhaps there could be a little bit of lane sharing come through as Scissor goes in. It is a Mega Lucario, so we are going to see the pop close combat. Cerule versus Pormont is going to be a fun game to watch. Snorlax is going to get stunned by the Galarian Ponyta. Not still evolved into that Galarian Pony Rapidash just yet. And central laners are going to split it, going top lane and bot lane respectively.
This is a really tough lane to deal with for the side of Esports Key, as Moonbody's going to put the pressure on with this Cerulege. They also have the Lucario and Mew combo, trying to do what you can on the Mimikyu, and it is a very strong Pokemon, but just not strong enough to deal with what bot lane is fake is bringing them.
No, absolutely. I mean, Pormont is dangerously low. He's been chased by the Galarian Rapidash and does get it with that smart strike. Galarian Rapidash as well. That is to pick up the Snorlax, and they are grooving in that bottom lane. Tano getting all of it in, and Little Solomon just does not have a chance.
Bot lane is fake is crazy when they are dominating the bot lane right now, buddy. It is working for this squad, and Esports Key are on the back foot. 87 points dunked in the first 2 minutes of this game. Plenty of KOs raining on through. Level 6s on the board for bot lane is fake.
I mean, all the way through, we got Surge level 7 as well. They don't want to let Rework Esports Key back into this game. 7:50 on the clock. We say hello to Reggie Drago, who's made their way down to the bottom lane. Mimikyu going to try and pick up a KO on the Lucario. If they can, it's going to be massive. Can they get through? Nope, it is the quick attack, focus punch that manages to get them through all the way to get to that Citrus Berry power-up punch is going to go through. It's a 3v1 in that top lane, but Lucario about to have some help. And Little Drizzle just has to watch out because Galarian Rapidash on the hunt, sent back to nowhere.
Bro, I want to know what Rose's build on that. I'm going to have to message them and be like, yo, give me that build for that Rapidash. You're doing more damage than I ever do on that Pokemon. Durare on the field with a big boy. 2 cannons in their hands now. Circle come through from Recur, trying to get this damage. I mean, Blissey's done a pretty good job to try and defend that top lane by themselves for most of it.
Yeah, they have. But again, Rose going to try and go in, take you out on that Pormont. And just out of nowhere, just appears as quickly as they can. Silent as the night is Jirawe on that Blastoise. As hard as that is to believe, there's a Smart Strike on to the Pormont. The Liquidation's going to go through. Rose is going to try and get away. And the Smart Strike comes in to take out the Pormont. Again, Rapidash just can't be smart. There's the Revenant Ren going to take out Snorlax. And Jirawe just going to go play with its fellow water starter on that pad. And Intel has no choice but to back off. Lucario going to score 30. And bot lane is fake, doing a brilliant job, even after letting that Regieleki walk in to that top lane.
Yeah, I think the rotations have been really important for this team, and they have worked really well. I mean, in the team fights, it feels like bot lane is fake have command of the entire map, but they have scored points of Rework Esports Key, and that's enough to cut down the score lead at least. Big hit there onto the side of Mew. Recur is sent back to the spawn room, and they, oh my god, Triad Blitz is popped onto the side of Mew here, and it looks like that might be enough. No, they do get plenty of healing. They're going to stay on their feet. Mimikyu is sent back in as well, though. Solony here, looking for the KOs onto the side of the Lucario, but 40 is too strong of a front line.
I mean, that Lucario does so much healing, even in the face of a liquidation. Rose is going to run around and just cause themselves a nuisance. Mew as well. Did they pop? No, they didn't pop the Mystical Mirage. They were caught here. Ceruledge in that top side. Blastoise. Jirawe is keeping two of them occupied as Big Boy 2 Cannon. Still has access to that Hydro Typhoon, which they could use. I think Rework Esports Core knew that. Jirawe kind of laying a little bit of trap, trying to bait them in, but it just didn't work. Rework Esports Core key, seeing that one and just backing off away from the shell monster.
Wise from Rose as well, recognizing there was a little bit too many Pokemon from Key down in this bottom lane to be pushing that. They have found Recur as well. Coaching will get them out of that position. Yu has dived though. If you can find this pick, it will be massive, but instead Jirawe is just going to push them away and get the space for their team here, knowing that they don't have their two all-rounders. They're about to say goodbye to Lucario in this top side as Cesar is going to find a good KO, but they did have to use Play With Me.
Yeah, they did. I mean, Lucario had access to that Mega. They could have popped it, but it would have just been for naught with that Play With Me. So low health already. Top side, they're looking to go for the objective as bot lane is fake. True to their name, are actually going to stay in the bot lane and prioritize this one as we do see a Regirock come to play. Jirawe's going to love that one. Big Boy 2 Cannons loves any kind of defensive buff that he can give it. Trying to find the Formant. There's the Smart Strike going to go in as well. The eggs are going to try and give up a little bit of sustain. There's the Mystical Mirage going to be popped as well. And, oh my god, the Smart Strike, and the Bliss Assistance comes out as well, Tano. There's chaos all over there, Skyruler.
There really is. Triad Blitz here trying to see if they can lock down Yu, not able to though. Massive block's going to come out. There's the Hydro Typhoon as Jirawe looks to cause the stun. Indigo, as they try and get back to the pad, they're stuck with the Smart Strike stun. They are trying to break the ankles here, but Rapidash is going to hunt you down whatever direction you try to go. Snorlax with a huge block. He's going to try and stop some of these scores going in. 23 will rain through, and that's going to be a 22 overcap for bot lane is fake.
I mean, they've done really well to get back into this game. Has Rework Esports key, but there's the Heavy Slam going to go through. So Ceruledge is going to hunt down the Formant. The Azur's 5 Vision is going to be procced as well, but it's not going to be enough. But look at the smart play of bot lane is fake. They're just going to walk away from the Azur's 5 Vision. Bubble 07 has their target set onto the Ceruledge, even if they jump down, but the Azur's 5 Vision does get does get over. That is not English. Absolutely not English. But now, turn your attention to a Regidrago. The liquidations are doing damage to Jirawe, but the Lucario popped the Aura Cannon. You got liquidation, and then you've got a cannon. I mean, always use the cannon in a fight time.
Yeah, it's at least enough for them to get that Regidrago. It was a brilliant block coming out from Snorlax once again to stop that Lucario from getting in that backline and looking for the Inteleon. So you don't get as much out of that Unite move as you were hoping for. They will try and build that up so that they have it for this final fight, because it was at that map where it was getting a bit risky, but there's plenty of farm for them to be able to take it from. With these objectives spawning in as well now, Lobo, let's see what it's going to be, because a Registeel or Regirock would be massive for both teams.
Yeah, I agree with you. Top side, Regieleki is going to be there. We've got 30 seconds to go. Bot lane is fake. Definitely want to take this one. They're okay with letting this Regieleki just walk into that tier 2. They've got a nice little lead. It's not going to affect them too much, but they could get some overcaps coming through. It is a Regirock. Jirawe going to be smiling at that one, getting that defense buff heading on in to this first objective of this set. And now they're just going to set up. 12 seconds left to go. Regieleki going to walk on. Jirawe has found their defender cohort. They're going to try and burst down the Snorlax to try and force the power nap, but it doesn't even get the Unite move off and gets sent back to Nurse Joy. 4v5, and Aura Cannon has been fired.
That it has, and the Triad Blitz is landing as well here. That Blitz Assistance is going to keep that Mimikyu on their feet for just a couple more moments, but they're going to get shut down anyway, solidly with the Azur's 5 Vision, looking for Moonborty, but it's going to be Recur that gets the Musidoro onto them with the Light Screen as well, and they've managed to isolate Indigo. Zip that Bullfuck Spark coming on in here, trying to see if they can find the KOs, but it ain't going to work, as they all fall one by one. It's all left down to Snorlax once again. Big block, but it's going to be none other than the Lucario that finds the KOs, and bot lane is fake, proving a point in this one, taking the fight and the objective.
They did absolutely brilliantly. They found the Snorlax early, and they continued to pressure the Triad Blitz. They used a lot of Unite moves to KO the Mimikyu, which did Indigo decided to use the Bliss Assistance on to that Mimikyu. Cesar, very grateful for that, but again, it was the Aura Cannon, it was the Triad Blitz. a lot of Unite moves used to try and KO that Mimikyu, because you know, if it keeps going, it's very, very hard to stop. Hormone also isolated as well. I mean, Rework Esports Key were just split into two small teams of 3 and 2, and bot lane is fake just picked them off one by one.
It's been really good control from bot lane is fake in all of these team fights in this one, to be honest with you, buddy. I think it was a good effort from Esports Key to at least keep themselves in it with the score. They did really well at being able to counter score, but it's these team fights that they seriously struggled with. And I gotta say, Rose has been very impressive on this Rapidash in this game.
I agree. It has to be one of the more aggressive Rapidashes I've seen. We've usually seen Ghatlue Rapidash just be used in I don't want to call it a support role. It's been used to come in, get out. But this is probably one of the most aggressive Ghatlue Rapidash displays I've ever seen. And just with that, 9 seconds left to go, they're not even going to come out of the spawn. Pormon is come for a little dance, come for a little shake. Nope, but they're just going to pick up a KO just for fun.
I mean, good showing from bot lane is fake there. Esports Key on the back foot now. And this is the lower bracket as well, buddy. The round 1 lower bracket. So Esports Key seriously have to bounce back in this one if they don't want to be saying goodbye so early on in this LCQ.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the lower bracket is your last chance to get out. A double elimination bracket means if you fail in that top bracket, you get one more chance to go. Let's see if I can refresh this page. Let's see if I have any more updates. Okay, that reaction from you, that either has to be to the damage. Yes, it is. By Rose, 131. Drink that one in, Tano.
I mean, bro, 33k taken as well. They nearly did 100k more damage than they took. That is incredibly impressive from that Pokemon because, I mean, they had Shutdown. They was Play With Me. They had the full charge zipped up Spark. They had the Liquidation. Like, there was a lot that Rose had to deal with to dodge around in that game. And the fact that bot lane is fake kept enough attention and drew enough of them Unite moves onto everyone but Rose. That was a really clean fight from that team.
I agree. Just so really well played. You mentioned it in the cast when just such good control coming out. I mean, Jirawe, we know, an absolutely phenomenal tank. And of course, if you give them Big Boy 2 cannons, it's going to be a problem to get onto anybody else. But Rose was the problem. Ban that Rapidash. Don't give it to Rose anymore.
Bro, you know, whenever we see a Rapidash, you do genuinely see it be a problem. Like, it's one of those where you're like, okay, that has done harassment really well. Adesu comes to mind recently in this season, playing that Rapidash. But that is probably the best Rapidash I've seen yet. That was dominant from Rose.
I mean, go get that build because we're going to need to run that in duo.
We need that in duos, bro.
This is why Tano and I cast this game, to get builds so that we can succeed in duo queue. But let's
Rose, if you're listening, send me the build, I beg.
Just having a look as we wait for game 2 to pop up. I don't know if we're just going to be following the games as we go or we're just going to keep jumping around. But guys, the start GG page is linked in the comments, so you guys can follow along with the bracket with us as we get you updated. Engage in round 2. They did have a bye in round 1. They have defeated T Phoenix 2-0. And then we've got Do You Like Mango and Final Gambit going into a game 3, which I think we're about to watch right now. This is game 3 situation for both teams. Do You Like Mango on that top side, and mate, we said it. Pancakes came into our stream earlier this week and was like, I'm going to put on a show for you guys to cast. And boy, howdy have they.
They really have, and I'm loving Pig here on the Sableye. I think this is going to be really good stun to set up again. Char, as she goes on in with this Moltres. That is a brilliant combo from both of these Pokemon in the top lane, but there isn't a Zoomerl on the side of Final Gambit, and I think that Pokemon has been such a big issue since it got those buffs.
I mean, there was definitely a lot of Azumarill gameplay being done in OC early this morning by Joe. Pairing that with the config did so much damage and was so hard to take down. It becomes a raid boss, but he was playing that Aquatail moveset, which is so good in these 1v1 situations. But Azumarill also, I think people misunderstand, it's a level 4 evolution, Tano. I mean, it's in the same vein as the evolutions as well, getting that EV so early. But Mew is such a problem, but Pig picks their target cleanly.
Traffy can't get away either, as they're going to find the good KO onto the side of the Frogadier. And that was really funny because Mew was just going for a nice stroll and bumped into the exact person they did not want to see. And it is going to be Whirlpool coming out from the Azumarill here. Brutal Hunter already hitting that level spike. It's going to be really good in that top lane, but it is a Moltres and paired with that Sableye from Pig. So if Pancakes is quick enough, they can really start to push it.
Yeah, I agree, but also, who decided to give Ignis a sword-powered Espeon? That's just going to be a problem for Traffy to hunt down, but what is a problem right now? Moltres is going to try and go and get those stacks with the fire to try and take down this Azumarill. The Azumarill has got the Eldegoss there to help it out. Bottom side, we're going to go in with the Eldegoss, but this is a very close game here, Tano. Do you like Mango? I mean, they're actually a little bit behind, but not by too much.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very close game throughout the entirety of it. I think both sides have really strong Pokemon. Char's going to find the KO onto Brutal Hunter there. Probably one of the Pokemon that you really struggle on Whirlpool to actually 1v1. I think the Aquatail would have been slightly better here. That's a triple KO for Pancakes, really putting on a show for us with those claws, mate.
Absolutely incredible performance for KO Street coming out from Vitality. Find the Penta. Let's get the camera. But Pancakes is very level-headed right now. Not going to go in. Not going to be enticed by that 4 KO title card coming up. They know what is on the line because this is a Game 3 situation. This is the top side. This is the winner's side as well coming through. The surface can be missed, but Pancakes does miss the fly. Almost picks up the KO, but it is the coaching that allows me to escape.
He's not going to be fazed by that, buddy. His BO is that he is a 6'4" nonchalant feminist. And boy, are we seeing it here. Very comfortable in that position on the Talonflame. Not getting too fazed by not finding that KO. Pig is going to pull the attention of Final Gambit up this Flux Zone. At least buys a little bit of space for Do You Like Mango here. As Pancakes is going to be ready with the fly, but there is a lot of zoning coming out from Final Gambit. They're going to land that one. And Pancakes locks it in for Do You Like Mango once again.
I mean, the intimidation factor coming out from that 6'4" behemoth is going to go through. He's going to take it to the skies, trying to look for Traffy, but does not hit anything as well. 55-22. They have got this one. They're looking very good. I mean, a 31 is going to go in from Char. The fact that they are doing so well right now, even though the fact that a Pokemon like Moltres hasn't joined the fight says something about the way that Do You Like Mango is playing. But Final Gambit not out of this yet. This Azumarill with the Whirlpool has a lot of good sustain. If they can get behind this in the team fights, it might just be able to turn the tide in their favor. But for me, it's Pig on this Sableye.
I mean, her stuns are so incredibly strong, and Pancakes is really working off the back of them. The play rough is not going to find the KO of Pancakes, but boy, are they hunting! As Japer drops down the beam as well, but Pancakes still slips through, and Pig is currently just dealing with this Greninja in the central area, but they are weak right now, mate.
Oh, Pig, I saw that she wanted to go in to on that KO as if it, but again, the level-headedness being shown by Do You Like Mango is absolutely wonderful to see. We've watched these players for a long time. They're young and they're hungry to do well and succeed in Pokemon Unite, and they're doing it. They're stepping up. Traffy on this Greninja, though. I mean, Traffy with this Greninja does have a tendency... I was about to say, has a tendency to start slow, but once they get into that late game, into that 3-minute, 2-minute mark, they start to show how good they are on this Greninja.
I really love watching Bida on this support role. You just saw her tank that Muted Auto there for Pancakes, and I love when we see that recognition from support players. And that's going to be a bit of a tough order for this Blastoise at the moment, as they nearly... Bida, that is audacious! Trying to score a 40 dunk in the face of a Blastoise is absolutely audacious, as the Greninja is going to come through Traffy with a big amount of damage. But it is right, they have to limit Traffy here because they know that is one of their most comfortable Pokemon, and it is a late game monster for Final Gambit.
Especially when it's in the hands of Traffy as well, who plays this Pokemon consistently. We've seen them always play this Pokemon, but once they got that Greninja buffs that's coming through, the Solar Beam's going to hit nice big X's and Pancakes takes to the sky. They're trying to find the KO, but it is the player up from the Azumarill that finally takes down Pancake. Living on the edge for just a little bit too much, but the Stored Power Espeon does manage to take a lot of damage. They really needed the Moltres there in that fight on it for that defense, but we've passed the halfway point. We're at the midway point right now. Regidrago is going to come back, but is Char? I mean, what are we doing? Do you like Mango? What are we doing?
Yeah, that was a brilliant effort from Pig. Just continue to score points here. What I do like, though, is that you've got to recognize the response from Final Gambit. We're now at 2-3-4 to 1-2-2 on that border. They really push that bottom lane there. We do see a Firebird Inferno coming on in. Doesn't do too much. And she tries to find a KO there, but a Hydra Typhoon will come through, and that is going to be a good belly blast coming out from that Azumarill as well. The Flame Sweep connecting. Final Gambit are managing to hold strong here, though, but the Azumarill Brutal Hunter cleaning up the fight there as they do win that engagement.
Was that was a Chaos Glower from Pig to send everybody back home. I mean, it was Pancakes that managed to secure that Reggie Drago, but I do believe Bida... No, Bida still got it. It was just a retreat. My apologies. My eyes are playing tricks on me. But, I mean, I just expected it out of Bida, I'll be honest with you. To hit that Chaos Glow, there's no way. This is dangerous. No.
Oh, if that was anything but Whirlpool, that would have got in. It is a good effort from Pig, and this is exactly why you play Sableye, whether you want to continue to be a nuisance and pull the attention and score points. There's a Regieleki about to spawn in this bottom lane. It is advantage Final Gambit just in this bottom lane, but right now, they've got to get all of their team here on the side of Do You Like Mango. Look at the rotation coming out from Moltres. They really need to push this whilst that Moltres isn't here in this lane, and they're trying to do just that. Surf will come through, trying to push it free against their own wall, and they find the KOs. That was brilliant gameplay from Final Gambit, and Pancakes was wise to get out of that position.
Yeah, I think it was very smart by Pancakes. They really just surrounded Ickless so Ickless could not move or get out. They're just hunting Ickless. Once again, I think Char needed to be at that fight. Seconds until we say hi to Groudon, and when the Groudon, then there's a Groudon, the game is on. I can't say it as well as my co-caster. He does it so brilliantly and eloquently every single time. 1 minute 55 on the clock. There's 100 and some change in this one. Tana level 13s all across the board, and you really have to watch out for Traffy on that Greninja. One Water Burst Shuriken, but we're going to start with an instant KO on Pig.
Yeah, and that means Chaos Glow is no longer here, so they're going to have to take this fight whether they like it or not. Hydra Typhoon paired with the Water Burst Shuriken. Colin Cloud Crash is going to keep Final Gambit on their feet as well. The Psychic's Lair didn't do enough, unfortunately, for Do You Like Mango. Kree is sent back to Nurse Joy, and that was really clean from Final Gambit. Pancakes trying to see if they can drop a huge amount of damage, pushes Brutal Hunter into the wall at least, but the big beam comes through once more from the Mew, and that looks like it's going to be a little bit too much. Pancakes still manages to find a KO amongst all of that. Insane as Ickless now has to retreat, but Final Gambit have all the advantage despite being behind here, Lobo.
They have the advantage, but we saw the score trying to go from the Mew as well. There's still 100 points, so that score would have just made it within 10 points of them right now. Mew almost being caught out as well, as Blastoise is now going to retreat. But look, we did see the Chaos Glower come in from Pig, but now, I mean, Do You Like Mango are in a really good position right now. Mew's still going to look for the score, but they've been spotted by Ickless. The stored power can hunt them down. They pick up the X Speed Berry to keep going, but you got to watch out. There's the stored power. It does such a big amount, and Traffy gets actually blown off by the Groudon, and the rip is on.
That was too easy. It was a good effort to get away from the side beam, but they're just going to be KO'd by the Moltres anyway. The rip will come through. Traffy does have the secure with the Surf, and that's Final Gambit taking that objective, bro. But they've got 10 seconds as Ickless looks to get a Hundo Burger in here, and that is going to be all she wrote for this first game. Can they get enough? They need 200 more.
Pig, I think, used the Chaos Glory again because Blastoise got sent home.
Wow. Okay. That was, I mean, an insane game. It was really back and forth, but I do think that they did enough on the side of Do You Like Mango. Yeah, as we see the scores there, that Hundo Burger coming in from Ickless was just all she wrote in that one.
I mean, I think Final Gambit did really well to come back into that game in the latter stages of that game. We said it was going to happen off the back of Traffy. A lot of really good engages. They managed to isolate Pig very early on, but I think Pig's contribution to that team was immense. They almost KO'd Traffy in their own central lane, just being an absolute nuisance, but also there was a little bit of a score comp going on for the side of Do You Like Mango, Tano. I mean, Pig scoring, we saw Char scoring consistently all over the map, and once again, Pancakes doing what Pancakes does. It was Ickless once again getting that top damage with that stored power Espeon.
Yeah, I really enjoyed in that final fight watching Shah play off the back of Ickless. Like, she really found the KO on the side of Japer with using those flames. I think if it wasn't for that, they might have had a slightly better fight on the side of Final Gambit, because you would have had your secure to drop a decent amount of damage. But Do You Like Mango are going to win that one. They're going to progress on forward, and I believe that does mean that it's going to be going down to the lower bracket for Final Gambit. Who are they going to be going up against? Let me have a nosy here. They're going to be waiting.
Yeah, they're going to be waiting.
Yeah, waiting for Baril Over or Mystic Boomers.
Yeah, they're going to be waiting for that one. But let's see if we can refresh this page to see what we've got going on here. Come on, Star GG. I know you got this. You got this. Okay, so let's see. We got an update here. We got Ceviche Mixto has gone 1-up as well. Engage have won their game. They're going to move on. Rework Esports Core have taken 1 game against Divide Ascension. Just Vibing have taken a 1-up as well. Azuri X Dynasty are 1-up against Tsuchikage. Ooh, there's a lot of really good games going on right now. However, Esports Cologne have done the reverse on MTZ Esports here, Tana. MTZ Esports took...
Oh my god, okay, double news. Double news, yeah. The reverse sweep happened, Esports Cologne.
Wait, I'm only seeing...
And then I think it's not updated yet. I think Shivam's letting us know in our ears here, chat, that Meow are going to be going up against Volticon's Unite, Lobo.
Again, I think we have a lot of love for people in this region across all of these teams, but that game is going to be a heartbreaker and a nail biter, because those are two of the top contenders right now, I want to say. Tana, just having a look at this board. You got to put Volticons, you got to put Meow. Do You Like Mango? Definitely up there. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Do You Like Mango did win. We just watched that one. What am I talking about? Rework Esports Core. Again, that makes...
You need more of that monster, bro.
Oh, yeah. Let me take a sip. Let me take a sip. And then we got 5 up there. And then, of course, Ginyu Forces as well have defeated Unova Esports. So they're going to move on into it. So... that lower bracket, though, Ginyu Forces are going to just tear that one up. If anyone can stop them, I can't wait to see them try.
Yeah, I'm with you. I genuinely think Ginyu Force are actually going to make it all the way through that lower bracket. They're just such a strong team. But, I mean, we're already seeing how Meow is as well. It is Meow that took them down there. And, you know, they've defeated Moon Dinos. They're moving on to Volticons Unite now. That is going to be a heartbreaking set, because we love both of those teams so deeply. Everybody in this region does. It's going to be like I'm watching the European Cup again from Unity Clash, bro, and I had to watch UK just throw it all away in the final moment, bro. It's going to be that heartbreak all over again.
This is why I say, don't ever say it's coming home, because sometimes it ain't coming home. Again, a lot of these games are so good, Tana. And guys, remember, we're only watching up until the winners semi-final today. The winners final, I do believe the losers final or the losers semi-final. We got 4 games on tomorrow as well, and the grand final is going to be streamed on the main channel. So we'll be covering all the action up until that decisive moment where these 29 teams get whittled down to 2. And so far, we've had, I don't want to say that Ginyu Force's Meow was the upset, because they're such strong teams. It's really hard to consider anything an upset right now.
I think you would consider it an upset in the sense that, like, with the players that they had, like Ginyu Force is effectively slightly higher seeded, but I think Meow, you know, they Lost Eris has sort of gone their own ways, and they've gone back to comfortable players with them. So I think it's an unexpected, well, expected for them, but unexpected for everyone else. Really good team synergy from Team Meow. So I think they're shocking people with how good they genuinely are. So I'm loving that here. That's what we want to see in this league. Make people reconsider how strong of a team you are, and that's exactly what Meow are doing.
So I believe we're watching Rework Esports Core. I'm so lost. Versus Divide Ascension.
That's Core.
Versus Divide Ascension. All right, my apologies. Rework Esports Core are up 1 game, so this is the way it's going to go. Thank you so much, production, for the update on the graphics. You are an absolute goat. Divide Ascension do have the mold trace, but Cascade has got access to this Machamp.
Yeah, and that's going to be scary, bro. I'm also recognizing the Gengar in the central area. Esports Core, my goats, pulling out the Gengar here. I fully expect the Hex build just because that's ridiculously good in this game right now. And they do have a Moltres and Mamoswine on the other side. But let's keep an eye on that and see how it goes.
I mean, I think Revenge has just become Tano's favorite player in this region. I do apologize. Yeah. Pancakes, when was the last time you saw that much excitement in that man's voice? To see the Gengar, he's so very, very excited, especially when I get to see a Mimikyu. That man is smiling ear to ear right now, especially if they're able to get the win. And Rework Esports Core definitely have the ability to do that. 4 points only on the board. Middle Altara is about to come up as we go through. Pilot's Fight, there's a lot of attention being shown to this bottom lane by Divide Ascension.
The thing is, teams usually ban the Gengar away from Revenge because he absolutely loves it. And it's so interesting that it's been allowed in this game, actually. Divide Ascension didn't recognize that. Let's see how they get on with it, though. Right down in this bottom lane, it does look like Pikachu trying to see if they can get to that level 5. And they have got a Piloswine already, so good positioning with the points on the side of Divide Ascension.
Not too common that we see Pikachu come through. I know you and I are both fans of that Mage Pikachu build, but here we go. The Hex is going to come through, try to take down the Cerule Edge. The Hex can opt to shred through this Moltres. The Sing going to come through to try and help as well. Heavy Slam's going to do a great job. Hooper is actually going to pop that Electro Ball as well. And the Haunter is going to go down, courtesy of that Pikachu. But I also saw, Tana, that is a goal-getter Pikachu.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, the Electro Ball Vault Tackle is always going to be the best shout. It's just a really frustrating Pokemon to deal with, and it's one of those where it can really set up your team to find good KOs. But the Goal Getter is interesting. It feels like teams are recognizing that this comes down to scoring a lot of the time. If you can give yourself a good, consistent lead in scores, that final battle usually goes easier for you.
Cascade is just going to stack their way all the way up, try to get from 2 arms to 4 arms in this top side. Get that goal zone onto 1. So really looking for a nice big overcap onto that one, level 7. This Wigglytuff is going to be a big problem to deal with. You know how much we don't like seeing a Wigglytuff on the other team. Once Gengar gets going, those Hexes are going to hit as they do take a Red Ice away, and they secure Regieleki on the top side.
Yeah, we had a discussion the other day where we were talking about which Pokemon we would like to remove out of the game because of how frustrated we are playing against it. Chat, let us know, because for me, oh my god, Barrage blow into the wall there as they find a clean KO. Cascade here looking to see if they can win the all-rounder battle with the assistance from Snorlax. That's exactly what they'll do. Snipe shots coming through as well as they're looking to see if they can just win this T2 fight. There's no springboard on the home pad here for Divide Ascension, and they have been divided as Esports Core finds some good KOs, but the Electro Ball again from Mr. Pickles is going to do enough to defend that part.
Mr. Pickles, I absolutely love it. Best name for Pikachu as well, especially with that absolutely adorable Horrorware. We did see a lot of really good defending come through, and that massive Revenant Ren really allowed the KO to go on to Revenge, who's doing quite well on this Hex Gengar, but there is a lot that can stop this Hex Gengar, Tana, because you have to stop the resets coming through. The Sing can do that. The Volt Tackle can do that as we speed our way through. Nothing more fun than watching Pokemon Unite at double the speed.
I know, right? It's already a 10-minute game. Seeing it 2 times is crazy as they do find a good KO onto Moltres here as well. And that's a lot of firepower that Divide Ascension no longer have. And the engage from Frigo and Cascade is enough for Revenge to clean up the rest as well. This is Esports Core making a point. They have won the EUL, bro, and they really want to win today.
Yeah, they want to make that way. They want to get their trip to Worlds. But it's the first time we're seeing a Snipe Shot in a long time. Has let the rings up down. The Avengers are going to assemble. Frigo in with that heavy slam. There goes the Phantom Ambush from the Gengar to sleep on to the Hooper, but it does not matter. Machamp is here. Gets picked up. Ice Fang down, but the Flock is going to actually put a damper onto that Mammoth Pass. They're going to get suplexed for their trouble. There's something just incredibly funny about watching Machamp pick up the largest Pokemon in the game, chuck them over their head, WWE style, and slam them back down.
And that's exactly what Moltres just felt. Barrage blow onto them as well. Brilliant recycle there coming out from the Wigglytuff. If that wasn't there, buddy, they'd have found that KO. Right now, though, the adjustments aren't going to be enough from Divide Ascension as they're falling in this top lane. Thunderstorm will come through from Pikachu, but Mr. Pickle can't do enough against that oppression.
I mean, Cascade saw, Mr. Pickle was outside the range of the Azure Spy Vision as well. We just saw the submission Machamp pick them up, put them right back into that range to get critted by a simple boosted. And oh my gosh, Mamoswine. I haven't seen a Mamoswine be taken down that quickly. It does have that thick fat ability, but it's not going to help you against a Hex Gengar right now. But Gengar's going to look to try and take down this Wigglytuff, going to turn their attention to Mr. Pickles. Rework Esports Core. They said enough playing around. It's time to lock in. And with 3 minutes left on the clock, Tano, that is the perfect amount of time to hit the lock-in button and see this final game out.
Revenge is going to hit level 14 before the 2-minute mark on this Gengar, and that is ridiculously dangerous for Divide Ascension. This is why this gets banned for Revenge all the time. And we're really seeing how Hex Gengar is just stupid in this game, bro. Right now, Divide Ascension have to do a little bit more. Groudon is about to take to the field, and when there is a Groudon, the game is on. But the difficulty is the patience from Esports Core might be enough. The ball is in the court of Divide Ascension here.
Frigo is so good with these heavy slams, just able to disrupt the entirety of their team. The Sting is going to be key. If they can pick up a quick KO on the Wigglytuff, the Hex, the Sludge Bomb is on, and they're going to pull that XP, maybe go and try and score, but with 2 points, that's not going to do too much to the scoreline. Tano, turn our attention back to that central lane. Mamoswine has been found. The Firebird Inferno is going to come out from the Moltres as well as they try to engage this fight, but the Hooper is there with the trick. Big Barrage Blow takes out the Ceviche, looking for Mr. Pickles, gets some fashion back into the fray. Snorlax gets put to sleep, but it don't matter. Wigglytuff gets sent back to nurse. So that's a beautiful team wipe. Rework Esports Core, they locked it in. They're going to the next round.
Oh my god, Cascade, you beauty. What a brilliant engagement coming out from that Machamp, bro. The Barrage Blow was perfect. Esports Core with some brilliant synergy in this game, really showing how they are a team to be scared of in this last chance qualifier. We got 30 seconds left, but there's not enough change on the field here for Divide Ascension to be able to come back from this one. They will go down to that lower bracket.
Thousand Island Dressing, my guy. The first time we're going to see a Thousand Island Dressing on the board for these teams. And again, this is just action-packed. What a weekend of Pokemon Unite. We're starting at what? We started at 12 p.m. London time, or my time is London time, and it's just gonna keep going. 12 p.m. CET?
BST, buddy.
BST
is Europe.
Look, I've only been here a short time. Still don't have my time zones down just yet because we are in all of Europe. Just such a fantastic game. Don't laugh at me.
I'm laughing with you, buddy.
You know what? Go glaze your Gengar. Go on. Go glaze the Gengar.
Oh boy, am I gonna glaze this Gengar. This is why Revenge gets banned from this Pokemon, bro. I gotta give it to Cascade as well. I think the Machamp was really good. But Gengar, bro, 93k damage dealt, 28k taken. Raitari was really impressive as well, to be honest, 21k taken. But I just think that combo altogether, Rework Esports Core, it was brilliant. Revenge, just a goated Gengar, mate.
Do you want to keep going? I can give you some more time to glaze the Gengar if you'd like.
I kind of do, but I know people are just going to be like, it's just gazing it because it's Gengar. But no, Revenge is a very good player. Nevertheless, they are going to move on forward. So they're going to be taking on Engage in the next session. The next round. I lost my words there, bro. We're going to take a break, chat. We need it. Grab yourself a drink. Grab yourself a snack. We'll be back very soon. Guten Tag, trainers, and welcome back. Now, we don't want any riots. We will be bringing you Meow Volticons. We're going to try our very best to bring you that, but we have to give you a little bit of an update and bring you some action. It's Do You Like Mango, Ceviche Mixto coming up next, Lobo.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to get right into this game, but I promise you guys, we have rallied, and we are going to see Meow versus Volticons. However, we are going to see Do You Like Mango versus... So we have been told by production we're going to go through this fairly quickly through the start of this game so we can get to that game. But it is a come through that we're seeing. I mean, we have not seen the Dark Bear at all in recent games. It is just all about that blue ship.
Yeah, trying to get on that back line, but the secure is just so good, and at 4 times, this looks incredible to cast. Maybe we can test our words per minute here at the moment, buddy, because right now it is just non-stop in that top lane.
All right, here we go. Sideshock from the Esports going to come through. There's the trick into the Mew, so Sideshock's going to try and hit the Mew as well, but no, there it goes. They managed to secure the farm. There's not much going on, but there it goes. The blue Shifu does manage to get the secure on the Regidrago. Talonflame misses its fly. Lucario is going to be sent back to Nurse Joy to heal up a little bit. Hooper dangerously low here right now. Bumblebee is going to come through, try to enhance that damage coming from Serena and the Talonflame. I know you speak that.
Okay, and they're going to continue to fight over the central bit. We've got the fly coming in from Pancakes here. They're ready to try and bring that damage, bro. Sent back to the home pad, and they come back through with another fly ready to go. Trying to go for it is Pancakes on the bottom of this bear, but they're going to go back to their home pad, and Ma managing to be there to defend against them. Big Beam's going to come on through, and the Muted Auto as well, but they can't find the Psyduck as they go on the retreat. It's 59 points to 26 at the moment, and I need to take a breath.
Yeah, here we go. They're going to try and secure this Regirock. Is the blue Shifu is dangerously low, but Serena's going to try and come in. It is Pancakes that managed to get a beautiful secure alongside the Flames. Mystical Mirage is going to come by the Mew as well, but Pancakes says no. You're going to go down no matter what. 124 to 126, and Do You Like Mango are just going to siege into these tier 2s right now. Full power Sai going to come out as Do You Like Mango decide to exit stage right out of the team central there. Sideshock going to hit the soul like we can take a quick reset back to Nurse Joy, back to the home pad, and Do You Like Mango are deep into the enemy team's block zone tunnel, but they're still going to continue to siege onto this tier 1, breaking for good purpose. Pancakes finding the KOs with the assistance from Sideshock.
Wow, Ceviche Mixto really in the lead here, but it's 283 points to 60 as that leggy sprints down that lane. They're going to rotate into this top side, trying to use Spider Pig here. She does provide the rotations from those portals, but again, have to use the Moonlight Prance here from the side of Drakenlee as they get back onto their pad. Look at the pressure from Talonflame in the back zone here as Ma is going to have to retreat. They did pull the attention of Do You Like Mango, but they managed to take that objective, and 323 points to 81. It's still Ceviche Mixto that is well in control of this game so far.
I'm so confused with the size that's going on. My goodness, they can come back into this 190 to 332. I'm going to slow down right now because this is giving me a headache. Serena is so very strong right now in this game. My god, there's a nice pull coming up from the Psyduck. Talonflame coming through, but gets KO'd. A double. No, he managed to make it out to some ball, even in times 2 speed. Dodging that solar beam was absolutely fantastic.
Right now, though, Do You Like Mango have to connect together. It's all about this final fight. They still have the opportunity to win this game, but Ceviche Mixto have been so good in their fights as they stop the portal home, connecting with the Psyshock Psybeam once more, and the Psychic from Kato was enough, but they need more here as Do You Like Mango are still all on their feet. Plenty of health now thanks to Spider Pig, and Ceviche Mixto waiting for that right engage. We're going to dive in here from Amar, but they get so weak, they're going to have to get the Wish coming in from the Umbreon. The Aura Cannon was popped as well as Char looks to go hunting. She's trying to find the side up, but full power Sai will reduce that damage. Mystical Mirage is here as well with a boosted. Drakenlee is taken, but it's going to be going in from the fly. I think Amar got it. No, it's going to be Spider Pig as she locks it in for Do You Like Mango, and they have an opportunity to win this game.
They're going to increase their lead by 49 points here. That's going to be 898, but now we're close, 290 to 421. The pull coming up from the side. Like, they need to score right now, Tano. Otherwise, this game is going to go to the other side. A 60 coming in from the score. Like, it's still not enough. Look at all the jumping as we do have Pancakes just making sure that they know 45 points could put this game beyond the shadow of a doubt. Pancakes needs to score, not go for the farm. Ooh. This might be close because Pancake still has that buff, but they are 100 points behind. Oh no, 71 points behind.
well. The issue is Ceviche and Mixto are going to be pushing that bottom pad. They have to regroup and make a decision right now, and this is a game-changing decision. Big Beam will come through from Icarus once again. Pancakes finds a great KO onto the side with the Espeon. Psyduck is felled as well. They have to push this pad and do so right now. Rest of the team is back to defend. Will it be enough? 20 seconds left here, buddy. They need that burger to rein in. They absolutely annihilate Serena. 68 points under burger to boost it. And do we like Mango? We'll take game 1.
I mean, they're doing a good job, and that was a great defensive Unite move by Vitapic on that home pad as well to make sure that they could call the team back if they needed it. Behind most of that game, Tano, but do you like Mango pulling out that clutch on this one?
Yeah, and I mean, we stick with this team because they're a well-known team here in Unity Clash. They've played in nearly every league and tournament that we've done, not necessarily with each other, but they work so well here on Do You Like Mango, and I'm very much enjoying what we're witnessing from this team as they do take game 1. But I will say, Ceviche Mixto did not make that easy, bro. Those team fights were definitely not always going the way of Do You Like Mango.
No, absolutely. Adamar did really well on that Talonflame, finding crucial KOs, really not allowing. But then you also saw them putting pressure on the scoring as well, going from top to bottom to really try and make sure that Do You Like Mango didn't have an easy run of it. Again, that Groudon fight was a very, very scary one. They found the right picks. That Aura Cannon was used possibly just a bit early, but once again, the supports putting their teams on their back and securing that. But also, I mean, I saw that when we were going at a million miles a minute. I saw Javam just decide to go from +2 to +4 and then back down to ×2. So very, very funny stuff that production has happened with us in this.
I've never seen a game go so quick, bro. It was insane casting at that speed, really testing the talents of this talent. Right now, though, we are just trying to grab you the desperate game for Meow Volticons. Everybody wants to see this game. We all want to see it. We love both of these two teams, and it's going to be heartbreaking because one of them is going to lose. But of course, it is the top side here, the top bracket. So even if they do lose, they will go down to that lower side. Likely have to take on Ginyu Force along the way.
I mean, I guess Meow wouldn't be too... I mean, they obviously don't want to, but they've already done the win over Ginyu Forces as well, so they may not be too scared of that comeback. But let's just quickly highlight these teams. Volticons, obviously a part of the UCS League, had an incredible run that came down to the fact that we already had Peps, we already had BH3, already qualified. They managed to take down Peps. They had to take down Komai, and it was that final spot because BH3 waited for them in that final game, that gauntlet run, and Komai did it. They managed to take down Volticons, and then they also managed to give BH3 their first loss of the entire season to become EU champions. But Chari King, Tibby, Daddy Leon, Fizzy, Snow, and I believe Jellyman is still their sub. Absolutely incredible team. We got to meet them at EUIC. Such wonderful, wonderful, fun-loving team. And they are such a joy to be around. And they have put in the work, and it's showing, Tano. But take us through Meow.
No, they really are. And yeah, Meow, as we've already mentioned, like Los Duros, they have gone their separate ways. There's a lot of people that are on Azari Dynasty EU, and then the rest of them have made Meow here. Oskitar, Estac, Albert Noah, Danny, and Callie makes their team. And the synergy that they have together, like they've kind of gone back to people they used to play with, basically is what Meow is. And you can really see it, as we've already mentioned, technically an upset taking down Ginyu Force, but they are showing how their synergy works really well.
And this is going to be a fun one. Jellymaster's going to go on to the Espeon as well. Snow on that Ceviche coming through. This is game 1 of our quarterfinals. We got Garchomp, we got Inteleon, we got Blaziken, Psyduck, and Hooper on the side of Meow. An all-star lineup, it almost seems, for the side of Meow, but never take anything away. Because when you've got a little Swinub, which is going into the top lane, Connor, I mean, we're seeing some odd combinations coming out in these last chance qualifiers.
This is a great lane to take, bro. You got Tibby on that Zacian, and they really have to bring it to Oskitar on this Garchomp. Got to limit that as much as you possibly can. Good stun from Albert Noah, though, as Tibby has to go on the retreat, but it is this damage from Fizzy that you mentioned. Swinub being one of the best laners in this game.
Yeah, I agree. We got in that bottom lane, we got, I believe it's Danny on the Inteleon. Are we going to see Snipe Shot? Are we going to see Liquidation? They definitely didn't let her have the Mew this time round. Snow is here with the Ceviche. We know how dangerous that is. Callie still needs one more evolution to get on to that basket, but look at it's got its sights set on Tibby on that Zacian. Nice Blaze Kick, and Fizzy could go down here. Nice KO. Team combination KO, and those Altarias haven't even spawned yet, but look at Snow.
Okay, this is good. So they're going to go on to this farm here on the side of Volticons Unite. We were just getting a nice, lovely update from production there that Danny did manage to win on the Inteleon versus Volticons before. So, Ginyu Force, sorry. So, I think that's probably what we're going to be seeing out of Danny here.
I mean, I'm excited to see. There's the trick coming out as well. So this could be a nice Dragon Scoop trick Phantom Force combination coming out from Albanoa and Oscar here. There's the trick going to come through. That's going to make those Ice Fangs a little bit harder to hit, Tana, and we know how annoying those Mammoth Swines are. We haven't seen what moveset Jelly Master is just yet. I imagine, yep, Side Shock it is for that stun as well. We haven't seen what Danny is just yet, if it's Acrobatics or if it's going to be Bell Stinger. Still haven't seen it, but oh, nice eject coming out from Oski in that top part.
Is it going to be Metal Claw? Yes, Tibby is pulling out the Metal Claw, so that's going to be a lot of pressure that Meow are going to have to deal with. It means a lot of diving instead of ambushing on the side of this Zacian. But they are really prepared for it. Meow have got some good rotations coming out from Callie here. They need to get Oscar to that Garchomp level, but at 740, you're pretty happy with where your levels are just at the moment. Need to take this Regidrago, though, if you can. Good stun from Jellyman there onto the side of that Blaziken. Of course, they no longer have Unstoppable. Going for the rip on the Regidrago. Snow has to retreat on the Ceviche here. The overheat is ready to go, and Callie will lock that in for Meow. So important for them to get that experience as they look to take down Fizzy as well, and they take that and more of the farm here on the side of Callie.
I mean, Snow is there to try and pick up a KO as well. We did see Danny go with the acrobatics, so we are going to see a liquidation, which I do like to see. It's going to be interesting to try and lock on to Jellyman in that Espeon, as well as Snow if they try to go too far forward. We do have heals coming out from Blissey, so they can heal up all of that damage that's going to come through from that liquidation. Fizzy and Oscar has actually decided to go to the bottom lane, decided that they don't want that matchup in that top path, because I think that top path rotation was all about keeping Oscar off of this Garchomp.
Oscar does find that farm, tries to see if they can take Fizzy, but Fizzy wisely goes against it, because you do get a little bit of self-sustain on the side of that Gabite, which works for them. Jellyman trying to get a 30 dunk in here, not able to, so they're going to go on the retreat. Meow have answered to it, but what we are seeing today, really, mate, is really low-score games. The 39 from Snow will go in, as the Ice Fang will pick up Oscar, but we're nearing the mid-game here. Nobody has scored 100 points yet.
Yeah, no, 85-0 Donut, so the Ice Fang is on the board. Psyduck almost going down, but the headache does push everyone back. There's the pull onto Fizzy. The overheat's going to come through alongside the Bubble Beam. The Focus Blast with the combination comes through. The Lunging Leak Nova Blast does manage to take down the Blaziken as well. They're going to try and defend this pad is Albanoa. The 90 going to go and leave it on one. Psychic Select going to come through. Oscar so close to that Garchomp, but that's a 29 overcap that's going to go in, and that's massive for the side of Volticons.
Yeah, Snow's going to find the KO as well onto the side of that Gabai. So they will respawn, get some farm, become Garchomp, but they need it big time. They've got to get extra levels onto the side of Garchomp. It's your late game monster, but you have to deal with it quick, because on the side of Volticons Unite, you have this Ceviche, which is also a late game monster. Regilecki has been taken by Volticons. More pressure now onto the side of Meow. How do they respond here, Lobo? Because they're still yet to score any points in this game.
Yeah, they're being pressured here, and that's the best way you could do that. Does Fizzy. Beautiful eject into the Ice Fang Earthquake combination. They're going to try and defend this Regilecki down bottom. Now, I think the best thing here is let them have that top pass, go score some points in the bottom, but Snow is not going to let them have that either. But Snow is level 11. If they can gang up on Snow right now and pick up a KO, which they're going to try and do, they might be able to get some points on board. There's liquidation going to come through as well, and Snow is so good on the first one. Lunging Leak Nova Blast going to come through as well. The Dragon Claw is going to miss Snow, and the rest of Volticons here are here to defend. The Limited Outrage goes through along with the full power Sai, and Meow is being pushed back alongside the Mammoth Smash, and what was offense has turned into defense, has turned into a game or a fight-winning set. Oh my gosh, I can't.
Bro, I mean, they're really showing how they managed to defeat the EUIC champions, matey. This is brilliant from Volticons Unite. That push from Meow, that's what they needed to get back in this game. And the effort from Ceviche, Snow managing to dodge all of that damage, only allow one section of points to go in. And the Livid Outrage was not enough to find the KOs. That is exactly what Volticons needed to do to defend that. And now they got to regroup to do the same up in this top lane.
Yeah, but once again, it's all off of Fizzy. The Mammoth Mash into the back line. It's not allowing Danny to do much. The pull comes onto Fizzy, but it's so tanky, so bulky. A easy kick out go through the Azure Spy Vision is going to come out from Danny on the Intelligent as well. They want to try and secure one of these objectives to try and get some momentum on the board. They have 28 points, so it's not a donut store anymore. It's close, lunging neat. Nova Blast is going to try and hit. Danny is going to get KO'd, but Oscar is focusing on the rip. And it is Snow that secures that away from Oscar, but the Rings Unbound are going to go bottom to save Oscar from going KO'd by Snow. The Sovereign Sword did come out from the Zarshin. However, are they going to try and battle this out? I think it might be a decision to try and retreat right now.
Yeah, this has been very clean from Volticons. I did like the adjustment from Albanoa just to pull the team down here to get some points in, but it just wasn't enough. An instant response from Tibby, and they were able to stop enough points going in. They now have a 214-point lead, and Tibby will take the Regalecki to boost as well. Oscitar has struggled with the Garchomp here in this game, and genuinely, I think not only do they have brilliant frontline, but I think Ceviche being allowed in this game has been the downfall for Meow.
Yeah, I agree. It's this combination between the Zarshins as well as Fizzy on this Mamoswine. But Danny has just been rendered ineffective right now because Mamoswine can just absorb those liquidations. They're going to get rid of this Regalecki very quick. 30 seconds until the final stretch. Where has this game gone? 2 level 13s on the side of Volticons Unite. No level 13s on the side of Meow. A level 12 Blaziken is enough. And again, if you're able to secure that final objective, it is going to be something. They need to find a pick here. They need to stay away from Fizzy. A pick on Tibby might be huge.
Oh, just a little bit too late, though. The team wasn't quite there and ready for it, and Tibby does get away, but that's exactly what they need, mate. You're so right. E-Stark really managing to pull that. The Bubble Beam doesn't hit, though. If they found Snow with that, Liquidations could have made a huge difference, but now Snow goes on the retreat, and Meow are getting zoned out here at the moment. Volticons Unite are ready for it. Groudon is on the field, but they don't have to do anything. It's all down to Meow to go for it. Fizzy's going to go in with the engage, and they're going to rip down Kali instantly. Rings to let loose here from Albanoa, but it ain't going to be enough. Brilliant assistance from Volticons Unite to find the KOs. They've isolated Oscar once more. Fizzy still on the map. They do go down, but it does so much damage from Danny popping the Azure Spy Vision, and now they can't have an answer for Snow or Tibby. Danny falls. Volticons Unite have cleaned up this fight.
They still have Livid Outrage. They still have Blazing coming back in. Estark is just trying to get away. They pushed away the Zarshin. They still have a chance to take this refight. Albanoa might be able to score 40 here. That will do nice, but they're going to go against it as Volticons are going to try and rip this objective down. Kali was in there, but now Oscar is in here. They can use the Livid Outrage. They are going to use it. Hit Tana. The side shot goes through. Who secures that one? I think it was... Who else but SBO?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, yeah, whatever that comes down to, that was a good secure from Volticons Unite, whether it was the Espeon or the Sovereign Sword from Tibby that was well on point. But what this is here, Lobo, is this is going up against the #1 seed in the LCQ. That is the Volticons effect that Meow are feeling right now.
Yeah, I agree. Volticons have gone from strength to strength to strength right now across this season. They are showing that, especially after that final day of the league, they had such a good performance and it just built on it. Daddy Leon, Tibby, Snow, Fizzy, and Jellymaster playing so incredibly well. But again, perhaps that comp, my guy, was just not working. Oscar struggled with that late game comp with the Garchomp. I mean, look at the bans. Mega Lucario, Mew, and Snorlax banned off. Mega Charizard, Y, Machamp, and Moltres banned off. So where did the answers come from?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the recognition on all of those bans is absolutely right. They've really tried to target what Meow bring out on the side of Volticons, whereas Meow have gone for the bans of the really strong Pokemon right now that you can't allow Volticons to take. But realistically, allowing Ceviche through in that game is such a big issue because not only is Snow probably one of the best central lane players in the entirety of this region, but to give them something like a Ceviche just allowed them to snowball from the get-go. And then the top lane was just such a difficult matchup for Oscitar, who we're used to seeing do really well up there. But they had Tibby on the Zacian, and they had the assistance from the Blissey. If it wasn't for that, then Daddy Leon being there with Tibby to provide that assistance, that combo that we've seen so effectively, if it wasn't for Tibby finding that level 5 early enough, Oscitar might have had a slightly easier game.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, sending that top lane to what it was. I mean, we do used to see... Ooh. We do have an update for you guys as well as we look for this second game. Team Engage, who are also in the UCS League, have actually gone down to Rework Esports Core. Again, we know how strong Rework Esports Core is. Engage were part of the UCS League. They were seeded as well. But I mean, that's going to be a very interesting game. Just vibing a 1-0 up against Azuri.
Azuri Dynasty.
And then Do You Like Mango? Of course, they're one up against Ceviche and Mixto. So a lot of 1-0s already coming through. Let's see if we got any updates. I think, well, I think we should swap over to that one. Shall we do that, guys? We'll go and see the next game of Core, Rework Esports Core versus Engage, and then we'll come back to Meow versus Volticons.
Yeah, I think realistically, you know, they've been in the league. They've competed quite well. It was a really tough league, to be honest. Engage just missed out on the playoffs. They had to defeat Los Calicados to have any chance of being able to get into the playoffs, but it was just a difficult run for them. So we're seeing them here in the last chance qualifiers. They're going up against Rework Esports Core, who have been a dominant team in this off-season for EU. They didn't do quite too well at EUIC. It was pretty tough for them, but they won the Gamers Assembly in France anyway, and they did impressively well in the EULM and winning the entire thing. Rework, both of them, Core and Gear, were just impossible to defeat. So this is a pretty exciting game, and I definitely think we should be bringing this on the screen.
Yeah, look, Rework Esports, they got side up Mewtwo, Blastoise, Mega Lucario, Dragon Knight, Engage, Volta, going to go with the Garchomp, Snorlax, Hooper, Espeon, and Machamp. Hiyori on a Machamp. I can't wait to see it. Such a fun player to play as well. But Frigo getting that Blastoise, we saw how much of a menace they were on that Snorlax Tano. Give him a Blastoise. Ooh, I'm scared.
I love Revenge on the Dragonite as well, though, buddy. I'm loving how much Dragonite is getting back into the meta at the moment, and we saw it in the Spring Beat from MQL. It was dominant in that entire tournament, so Esports Core really trying to clean up on that advantage at the moment, but what a good lane down here. Aslan, he's on this Snorlax. Mifel just looking for that level 4, mate.
I really like the Espeon picks here, especially with Psyshock. I mean, the buff to Psychic Solera is so strong that it does make that Unite move so much more of a utility into these fights, just stunning everybody up, and you can use your moves whilst you're Espeon in that sense. But here we go, Garchomp versus Mega Lucario, another battle for Garchomp. Let's see if he can come out on top this one, because the game that we watched, I mean, that was a lot of damage going on to the Mega Lucario.
Yeah, Volto does a good amount of damage there, but they can't find the KO just yet. Aslan is on the retreat here. The focus band has been popped. That will give them a decent amount of HP, but it is Ryotari here on the Mewtwo Y attacker, by the way. We don't do tank on Mewtwo Y. They've got the X attack ready to go, and they've gone in the central area to try and catch all this farm.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Yes, you did. As we go through the Militaries here, the submission's going to go on to the Squirtle, and Engage are looking strong right now. They are one game down, but as we have seen, if one team is pressuring one lane, the other team is just going to go to the other lane and keep their lead intact. The Psystrike going to go through on to the little bitty Gibble. But I love watching Submission Machamp. I've never been the biggest fan of Submission Machamp, but it is so fun to watch when you're not the one being suplexed.
Facts, mate. They are going to try and rush to level 13 as well, just to be impactful in that late game, because you get basically a built-in attack on the cross chop, so built-in attack way. Right now, Cascade is going to clean all of this top lane farm as Esports Core are feeling pretty confident, but Engaged, they've kept up the scores, but usually we see one team start to dominate score-wise, but it's very close so far.
That's what I have noticed with this last chance qualifier, Tana. A lot of the time when we're watching these EU games, it's a lot of domination by one team early on. These teams have closed the gap on one another as Snorlax and Aslan closes the gap on that War Turtle, sends them back to Nurse Joy. Submission Machamp's going to chase after the mythical dragon, sends them back to Nurse Joy with that combination of submission and Side Shock. This all-rounder battle in that top lane between Bolto and Cascade is going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, right now it's pretty even, although it's all about getting that next Evo on the side of Garchomp. Down here in the bottom lane, Esports Core, they had the handle of that until Aslan decides to heavy slam through and finds a good KO. More farm now to the side of Engage as we're got that Psychic Solaire ready to go. Cascade just about to lose this fight, but they get away with an eject button and a good dash.
Still 0-0, still trying to find a winner in that top lane battle. Aslan going to try and come in here with the heavy slam. Very good position he usually has, but it is going to be the Hyper Beam that secures that away by Revenge. I'm with you, my guy. I love seeing Dragonite come back into the meta. It has a unique kit, which we're starting to get with some new Pokemon Unite releases. Seeing Pokemon with fun moves like the Dragon Dance into the Hyper Beam and how it works together, it works so well. It does a lot of damage, and it's a brilliant secure tool. Bring us back to the days of Season 1 on Remote Stadium.
Yes. I mean, Esports Core at the moment, they have slightly better levels because looking at the Unite moves they've got, the Infinite Cyburn and the Draco Impact are going to be really impactful for their team fights, whereas on the other side, they do now have the Barrage Blow and the Psychic Solaire. Mephil trying to go on the retreat here. Hyper Beam will hit, wasn't charged up that much though. The Side Shock will come through here as Aslan tries to defend against Frigo. He just picks up the Citrus Berry, and that's a 40 dunk in the face of it coming out from this Dragonite.
I think Aslan realized where he was pushing Frigo, and that's the last thing you really want to give a Blastoise, and that's a Citrus Berry. Surf comes through. The Hyper Beam actually gets dodged by the Heavy Slam, but the Side Strike does come through. The Draco Impact was used to actually retreat Dragonite out of danger, which I think was a smart play by Ravage to make sure they don't give away that level 10 experience to the side of Team Engage.
It's interesting though, because what we're seeing here from Esports Core is just such a more sort of submissive team than what we're used to seeing. They're usually a lot more aggressive in these team fights, and especially these lanes, but they're so cautious of what Engage have, because they do have some really strong picks, as we see from that submission coming in once again, that they're playing definitely more submissive in this game. And I mean, look at the score already here, but it's incredibly close, and now it's just been cut down to 2 points. 2
points and 2 points alone. We saw Mewtwo possibly wanting to try and stop that, but there's the Machamp going to go through with the cross chop. 2 points. It's definitely a close battle. The Hyper Beam is going to hit on to the Espeon. It's going to take half damage as well, but there's no one else to back it on up. Look at Aslan just trying to get a gauge of the situation. Going to try and get a block to push the team back towards their team. The headache from the side does come out. Going to go with the power. Now going to absorb all the damage in the close combat. Psychic Solaire comes out to stop Cascade from doing much, but there's the Hydro Typhoon into the Infinite Cyburn, and they've turned this one around. Both members have lost one person each, and it is going to be Garchomp that secures a Registeel elsewhere on the map. All rings have been let on bound. Avengers assemble and Engage are pushing the pressure after taking that Registeel, but Mega Mewtwo Y has something to say about it.
Oh my god, can they move? Voxio was like, can I move, bro? As they do take the Regieleki. That was a brilliant amount of crowd control from Esports Core just to lock down that Garchomp. Now trying to defend it is Engaged. Not an easy task though, as that is looking like it's going to walk in. Hyper Beam from Revenge once more. They're ready though with a Barrage Blow. Brilliant effort from that Machamp, and Hiyori has just saved this goal for Engage.
Yeah, they've done really well. The Side Strike does stop the grip of the submission as well. And Garchomp has actually done a brilliant job moving the Regieleki away with those Dragon Claws to push it away from the tier. So less pressure, less well done. Really nice tactical play coming out from the side of Engage. Cascade hitting almost close to that level 12, 3.5 minutes on the clock. Both tier 1s up still for Team Engage, but they're dangerously low, which means it's susceptible to a nice big overcap. Psyduck has found Aslan, and now the scores are going to rain in, but can they do the math? But nope, Garchomp here to stop.
Volto trying to see if they can defend this by themselves. Hydro Typhoon's going to stun them down, though. It does mean that the rest of Engage are able to get here quick enough for the defense. Massive block to stop Frigo getting too far with that Surf, but now Revenge is back. Brilliant side shot from Methil once again. Surf comes through just to take the farm away. A dive in from Aslan here, but the block will give them a nice bit of a shield. Hyper Beam will connect. Doesn't do much damage, though, and Engage have defended that effectively. Esports Core going on the retreat.
They have done brilliantly to defend that, and Aslan has had an absolutely brilliant game here, Tana. Those heavy slams on point, the blocks doing so well. His positioning to try and get behind the side of Rework Esports Core and push them towards the Machamp, Kiori as well, and the Garchomp. They're doing brilliantly, and a Regia Ice is going to be good heading on into this. They're going to have that for at least a minute heading on into the final fight, which is exactly what they want. Regia Leg is still on the board. They have about 15 seconds to rip that down, but I'm not sure if it's worth going. Look at all the yellow points just scattered around that top lane.
Plenty to be able to get those dunks in, mate. Too many people with too much change in their pocket, but Hiyori here has level 13, just building up that attack weight built in to that cross chop. Groudon is on the field, and when there's a Groudon, the game is on. It's ever so close between these two squads here. Esports Core in the lead. It's down to Engage to make something happen, but they won't realize how close this game is at the moment.
Oh, Hiyori going in, trying for the submission, but Aslan does a brilliant job protecting the side strike, protecting that Mewtwo Y from getting suplexed into that conveyor belt style damage. Look at where Dragonite's going, though. They're going to try and maybe score 100 here, but that could risk giving it a chance to rip because they've got the block, and now Engage have positioned themselves nicely. Dragonite is going to get the 100 burger in, which means that Rework Esports will have taken the lead, and now it's on Engage. They have to flip. They know they're behind by at least 100 points.
Bro, they've got the Garchomp go for the rip here right now. It's not going to go for the fight. Power Nap will be good enough, though, from Aslan to cause a huge amount of stun, but the Barrage Blow doesn't do enough, and out of nowhere, Esports Core have exploded Engage. A brilliant amount of combos. Hydro Typhoon comes through. Infinite Cyber was there as well, and they have just annihilated this team as they go back to the spawn room, and it's locked in for Esports Core to take the entire set.
Exploded is the right word, Tana. From absolutely calm as you can, calm as a cucumber, they scored the 100, and they came out of nowhere. I thought Hiyori had it. They saw the Aura Cannon fired off by Cascade. They used the submission. They got the Lucario into the way. The Barrage Blow was just not enough, and the rest is history. And Rework Esports Core are really looking like one of the top teams that you have to take down. If you're looking at them heading on into that winner's bracket, I feel like you need to be a little bit scared.
The simple fact is, Esports Core have put the work in this offseason, bro. They have won tournaments, they have won leagues. We've called it. They were here on this very channel when they became the champions of the EULM. And right now, they have defeated the UCS team of Engage, and they're going to make it through to the winners semi-final. So far, being the first team to make it in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, as we go through, I mean, again, such a brilliant display. 8-10 to 1-11 as we have a look at the battle data. Again, it was a nice, like you said, it was a little, you mentioned it was a little bit more submissive play, but with what comes from that submissive play, Tana, is just a lot more control. And I think Engage did brilliantly up until that final fight. I pointed out Aslan once again doing sensationally to be able to get into the position that they were, but Frigo and Azalito finding the picks with that with the Surfs and the Psychics, and then Revenge on that Hyper Beam Dragonite was absolutely stunning to watch.
I mean, you can tell from these KOs how sort of, reserved that game was in regards to the fights. And looking at the low damage, realistically, I mean, Raitori there with 60k damage dealt on a Mewtwo Y. That's what you're there to do. But a low damage game, Methil, 73k for their team. 44% of your team's damage being 73k is just a little bit crazy. Shows how sort of low damage game that really was. But yeah, that reserved sort of play style from Esports Core was enough to just make it matter in that final fight, and then they just went like that, bro. I blinked and Engage was just wiped off that map.
Gone. But now I gotta ask you, we've seen two Garchomp games where Garchomp has been, I want to say, and I don't want to be insulting you anyway, but widely ineffective honestly, in those top lanes, because it's got such a high level cap. It struggles until you get to that Garchomp. Is it still worth taking into that top lane?
I think it depends what teams you're against. I think teams such as Esports Core, Engage, Volticons, like they have played against these Garchomps so much now that they know top lane is so important in Pokemon Unite. But typically when you're going up against a Garchomp, you're going to send your own all-rounder up there with usually a support. And we saw that with, Tibby pulling out the Zacian with the combo coming from the Blissey as well. It's too much for a Garchomp to handle, and you have to sort of rotate and find farm across the field. It's kind of like a T-Tar that struggles with, until you do get all of that farm absorbed onto you and you get to those higher levels. But you do have a lot more effectiveness that you can do with the Garchomp until that. But I'm with you. I just think not quite effective yet from what we're seeing from it. But just to give you an update here, chat, Just Vibing are the second team to make it through to the winner semifinals. They defeat Zeri Dynasty EU 2-0. That's the other half of Los Duros there. So now Rework Esports Core are going to be going up against Just Vibing, which is pretty hype because I believe this is Zervis' first tournament back into Pokemon Unite, like an official big tournament for a while.
That's incredible. Oh, so we've got a game 3 situation for Meow Volticons. Okay, so we'll keep going with the updates. Just Vibing are going to go up against Rework Esports Core. Those are the two teams that are now in. And then in our winners semifinal, we've got Volticons versus Meow in a game 3 situation. We've got Do You Like Mango and Ceviche and Mixto are 1-1. So we've got another game 3 situation. So for your thing, let's overarching umbrella right now. We've got one semifinal being decided by a 2-0-2-0. Now we've got another winner semifinal being decided by 2 game 3 situations. I hope that we can bring you both of these games because, again, for us, my guy, Do You Like Mango? Pancake's putting on a show just like they promised.
Yeah, absolute goes, to be honest, buddy. We'll try and bring what we can, as much as we can. I mean, you got to keep an eye on that lower bracket as well, because we see all this action taking place, but Ginyu Force are slowly storming their way through this lower bracket. They've been in it since losers round 1. They have 2-0'd Univer Esports. They've 2-0'd Gilgris de Fuego. So they are now going up against Tsukikage, and they are really starting to make a stomp on that lower bracket, buddy. So these semi-final teams will be keeping a close eye on what's going on there as we do move over to this game 3 of Do You Like Mango and Ceviche Mixto.
Yeah, look, this is going to come through. We're seeing a Gyarados for the first time in a long time, Tano, as we come through. We're going to go at hyper speed again. I don't think you and I are going to try and keep a little casting with this one. Let's ensure our voices. The Espeon, Umbreon going to get a nice stack. Fighter Pig is such a fantastic supporter to watch. Such good understanding and awareness of what they're going around, going for the invade. But we're seeing a Zeora, we're seeing a Cinderace, a lot of new Pokemon coming to frame. This isn't even an all-star draft.
No, exactly. So pulling this out in this game 3 situation is so interesting from these teams, but I do really like how late game effective it can be. And right now at 4 times speed, it looks like they're just hopping about this Mega Sky Ruins.
I can't even see what's going on, but we do have Gyarados online. Mega Gyarados, Umbreon picks up the KO on Ward Portal. Oh my god, there's the coaching coming through. Zora gets a KO on the Regidrago. I mean, you can still keep going as fast as you want. Char is there. Doesn't have access to that Mega just yet, but we're only at the 7-minute mark. Considering how fast we were just going, Tano, I thought we would have been at the 2-minute mark at that point.
Yeah, you know what? Shah's done a really good job up here. She's been able to at least match the levels of that Buzzwole, which is not an easy task to do when you start on that Magikarp. So that's pretty effective. For Do You Like Mango, but it's all about the central rotation coming out from Adema once again. They are so close to their level 9 here, and the objectives have come on in. Just trying to zone them out is Ceviche Mixto while they wait for that rotation.
We saw Adama just doing so well in that talent flame in the very first game that we watched between these two teams. And again, these speedster Pokemon are such a good talent to have. They're technical, they are able to do a lot of damage, and they can really turn the tides on fight. But also doesn't even want to go in and try and contest that. Char very close to that Mega Gyarados Unite move. Dragon Current going to come through. But look at where Biter Pig is. Just playing with their dinner right now. Does not care. Just actually providing so much space for the rest of their team to rip the Regieleki without really any hindrance.
It's actually a smart play. You're level 8, lowest on your team, realistically, so they don't actually get much from KOing you, and you can defend that Regieleki. Now you're just going to defend the rest of this goal as a Dragon Current will come through from Shah, and Mega Gyarados is on the field. That means Ceviche Mixto have to get back to their pad, or they go back to Nurse Joy, and Do You Like Mango are taking this opportunity to bring it all here. They do get a good stun coming out from that Snorlax as well, but can they take down the Zero Aura as the discharge does a huge amount of damage? Psychic Solaire was there from Neymar once again, and Ceviche Mixto looking to find the KOs, but they just can't. Do You Like Mango hold strong with 100 points to 0 in this game.
The repositioning of Pancakes on this Cinderace with that Blaze Kick has been stunning. I thought Pancakes was going to get KO'd because we saw, I believe it was the Blastoise countering him. He was so far away, got a beautiful Blaze Kick to send him back up into his own Flux Zone. Stay alive, Bidapig. What are you doing? Just the wishes in front of it. The mean look is going to make them get out, but they're finally going to be taken down. And I like what Bidapig is doing, just being a nuisance for the rest of their team. Can Snorlax defend this? Again, they might have to release some points here as well. The block going to come through, but remember the Gluttony ability from Snorlax means he gets a lot of that health back. The Snorlax unable to stop a lot of the scores at that point. We're going to say bye-bye to that pad. Pancakes gets pushed into the wall by the... that was a funny the Hydro Typhoon!
Yeah, we saw it, bro. That feint was perfection from Pancakes to get away from the Hydro Typhoon, and that is why this Cinderace is so effective in this meta right now. You can just dodge crowd control. They get a massive overcap, and Do You Like Mango are beginning to take control of this game. Pancakes is making me proud right now, bro.
I mean, bro, we've been told that Pancakes has an air fryer, but I'm not believing it because this man likes to cook with his hands. Ain't no need for an air fryer when you got the skills in the kitchen that Pancakes has got with this Cinderace. Again, 231 to 124, not too bad. Ceviche Mixture have brought it back from that 0-point score. However, they're in the lead by 110 points. Look at where Hooper is positioned right now, Tano. They're trying to wait for the defense of the Regieleki to go down so they can pull everybody up with the rings unbound. The mean look provider. These have just been outstunning, and Buzzwole has had enough. They've gone for the Ultra Swole Sam and have just decided to ult the farm.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy, buddy. Right now, we've got another dive again from Shah, and she's going to go in with that Dragon Current. Now they're trying to isolate the members of Ceviche Mixto. Sarah Aura getting pretty weak there. Focus Band is going to be popped as Amar does manage to lock in that Regite, but they just go down to Pancakes off the back of it, and now Ceviche Mixto are going on the retreat. Now, whilst we have a spare minute, chat, just to make you aware, Ceviche Mixto did mostly play as Azeri Esports in EUL, where Do You Like Mango, a lot of their players were on Do You Like Pineapple back there. So both of these two teams, they know each other quite well, buddy.
I mean, I know they might not, if they manage to get to Worlds and win this one in the last chance qualifier, I wonder if they'll change their name to another fruit. Don't think they can, but I mean, it would be funny. And what fruit would you like to see them name themselves after? Bidapig and Hooper just going to have a nice little supportive battle here, but Bidapig is not going to let them go without a fight. They're going to try and get the mean look, but luckily for us, Tano, that mean look doesn't have the best range. 22 seconds left to go. This is it. Gut check time for both teams. It's one apiece, 15 seconds left to go. When this Groudon shows up, the game is indeed on. I messed up the rhyme. I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm just way too excited for this one. They have a top lane that Do You Like Mango can fight over, but look at the scores going to come through. That's not going to take the scores down by too much. However, they're trying to find them, and Snorlax has found a brilliant block onto the Hooper, but you have to be very, very wary of being caught out because Ceviche Mixer have the ability to fire back instantly and delete you off the map. Let's see where it goes. Pancakes is coming in, nicely positioned, gonna start to rip on the ground.
Here we go, looking for that engage. The rip will start to come through from the side of Do You Like Mango right now as Pancakes is going to use that feint to get away from the dash from Adama. You've got to be ready for it. Hydro Typhoon was there, but it's going to be the Dragon Current coming out from Shah as she locks in the objective for Do You Like Mango, and it's way too much offensive power here. Over 9,000 as they take the KOs from Ceviche Mixto, and they lock in this game. Do You Like Mango are going to make it through to the next stage of this league.
I have to tell you, Tano, mango is in S tier for my favorite fruit. I love a good mango. It's so good. But again, we saw the Mystical Mirage was there to help Pancakes because he got hit by the Surf, but then he used the feint to get away from the Plasma Gale as well. The Blazing Bicycle was there, and then it was the Dragon Current that secured it. But from one ridiculous game to another, we're about to go into our Game 3 situation for our next semi-final. So do you like Mango, our third team, to enter the next round? Sorry, the quarterfinals. Do you like Mango, our third team, to enter the semi-finals? This is our quarterfinals. It's do or die for these teams. Ceviche, Snow on that Ceviche was so effective in game 1.
Yeah, production, could you let us know whether they played it in game 2? Because I think allowing Snow back on this Ceviche is going to be quite dangerous for Meow. Tibby and Jellyman are here in this top lane. That is a Zapdos Zacian combo. Ooh. And Moltres may be legendary, but it ain't enough to deal with the 2 legendaries against them. Volticons unite with great aggression to begin with.
Oh, and I like the fact that we're now seeing Fizzy on this Delmise as well. We've got a Scyther coming through as well. So the original Battle of the Birds going to go to the side of Moltres, to the side of Zapdos, because that is just a lot of damage in that top lane. We have 2 Eevees on the side of Meow. Let's see how this goes. It's not even 9-11, Connor, and we're already getting KOs galore. But I mean, with a discharge Zapdos, of course you're going to get KO galore.
This is going to be an interesting matchup to keep an eye on. Callie and Snow. Snow does have the assistance of that Comfey on them, but the rest of Meow have made it here. They have to put a lot to try and take out Snow here, and they will do just that as they look to see if they can find Daddy Leon, but he's going to be able to hop onto Jellyman here as well, and that means that they do have to go on the retreat because Meow are just trying to isolate this top lane, and it's difficult because Tibby is going to cut them down while Jellyman continues with a huge amount of damage.
Callie was dangerously low then. In the face of a Zapdos, that's not a good thing. But once again, Volticons showing calm, cool, and collected nature, keeping that donut store open for the side of Meow. We're closing in on 8 minutes where we're going to see the Red Drago. And currently, Volticons in control of this game. They need to start getting a foothold to Meow. Otherwise, Volticons does have the ability to run over you. And again, the Comfey pick is very good here with a Zacian, a Zapdos, and a Ceviche. So many targets.
Yeah, so just got a little bit of an update from production. They did not play the Ceviche in the previous game. It was actually banned out by Volticons themselves, but they did surrender that game. So they got some good control, did Meow, to actually force a surrender. And Callie was playing on the side of that Cypher, really managing to take control. So this is an interesting Game 3 matchup here, Lobo.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't see the bans from that photo. I don't know if we can see the bans from that photo, but again, not allowing having view. There's Thunderbolt. It's going to be so effective. And Ceviche versus Callie on that Scyther. We know how good Scyther is, but I mean, we also know how good Snow's Scyther is as well, so he knows exactly how to counter that Pokemon. There we come through. The Zapdos doesn't have access to the Comfey anymore. Is it going to be me? Look, beautiful Woodhammer, and finally that goes down. Does Jellyman on that top side. Moltres gonna try to take down the Delmise here, but that level difference between Oscar and that Delmise is quite high.
Massive difference, buddy. Volticons unite, though. They've got 112 points to that fat donut for Meow at the moment. They've got to do something to close that donut store right now. It's difficult because we've talked about it many times that if you do give yourself a consistent point lead in this game, you force the other team to have to make plays that they wouldn't like to make to get back into this game.
Can we get Sim? Are we going to see the Green Illusion dive? No, Callie decides not to go into it. The one hook! I mean, sorry, the Seaweed Snare. Sim is spending too much time with Nitera as they decide to go through. There's still a donut store on this map right now, but they're not going to break it, Tano. Smartly denying them any kind of farm or respite. They are putting a chokehold on Meow, and it is showing.
Yeah, it's effective control of this map from Volticons as they do allow those goals to stay on up. Regieleki is going to be taken by Meow here as Tibby is locked out.